Frehley kind of, I said he reset the bar, and not long after him is when Eddie Van Halen came around.
Eddie Van Halen popped.
And just, but Kiss was about the show.
That's what I was. It was the show was the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's one thing to listen to their music and look, their music again. We were digging it.
Yeah.
But it was the show, it was the breathing the fire.
Yeah, I mean the pyro, all of that. I mean the whole thing. But Ace knew how to not just wail, but how to do it while looking really cool. And he was the spaceman. He had the silver boots. He had the lightning on his face.
And look, the makeup was a thing. It all was a thing, man. It just remember. This was the funniest part of it when they took the makeup off. No offense, it just wasn't the same.
It wasn't. I remember that. It was the Lick It Up album, and Ace was gone by then. Don't forget that. Ace, and Ace. They didn't have a falling out as much as Ace just said. He went his own way for a bit, rejoined the band for a little while, about 20 years later. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we lost Ace, and
this is another chunk of our childhood, Jay Phillips.
Yeah. And,
can we make it about us for a minute?
He wasn't sick. Apparently he had a fall and had some complications from that. And
can we just make this about us for a second?
Yeah.
Pneumonia.
Yeah. Well, Ed said, but pneumonia. I think he had from what I understand, he had a fall in a recording studio. And had some things go wrong, and then just didn't get better, man. Just didn't get better. So we'll miss him because Kiss again, soundtrack for a lot of youth,
a lot of youths
in the United States in the 70s and into the 80s. And Coach Kingston and I were texting. Mark is a huge Kiss fan, and we were reminiscing last night about that. So we'll miss you, Ace Frehley, 74 years old. And you know what, dude? Like a New York City guy, like through and through.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just it's kind of funny that to know, like, just I don't know if he ever really wanted to leave, other than maybe a little bit of time when they were having a lot of fun.
They had their share.
Anyway, we'll get back into it. Jordan Kay is going to join us in a bit, talking Carolina Gamecocks 4.5-point underdogs to the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's see. Ed Bird, if you would, please, sir. Ed Bird, of course, back at Master Control. Shane Beamer with a little more time to reflect. Cut number one, Ed. Just what has been implemented and what he is seeing in practice and some things as Sean Elliott takes over the offensive line.
Yeah. No, you're right. Really hard thing to do. You're talking about people. Yep. And human beings and families that are involved in this process. And it's really, really hard. There's no question about it. Lonnie Teasley's a really good football coach. He's a great recruiter. He's a great person. And, when you're in a leadership position, sometimes you have to make decisions that negatively impact people you care about. But ultimately, I know that my responsibility is to the football program, and that there's people in our program and Gamecocks everywhere that are looking to me to do things to get this program or the team this year where we need it to be. And felt like that was a change that I needed to make. Saturday night, Sunday was a long day as you deal throughout that process. But our players and how they responded, we talked about it. Change is not easy. And I believe that in life you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. And certainly this week was a week that was not comfortable for a lot of people, but I think we've grown as a team this week. And the offensive linemen, they're the ones that have been directly impacted because that was their position coach. And I think they've responded the right way. The team's responded the right way. Sean, I believe, has done a great job this week. And looking forward to watching those guys compete on Saturday.
Look, we've talked about it all week, but it's worth reiterating. Setting too high of an expectation of change could prove detrimental. Right. And look, certain this isn't just Carolina fans, but fans might often set what they think are realistic expectations when they aren't. There has been a genuine belief from the people we've spoken with that certainly job one will be Sean really drilling it into his guys' heads. We can't make these pre-snap penalties. Just can't do it. We've got to find a way to be better about that. and not have drive killers, not have, and like you were talking about, they seem to occur between the 25s, or really from the 50 into the opposing 25. And
Feels like it, yeah.
you don't get down there, and you've got to find a way to stop that from happening.
Yeah, I mean, look, this team at spurts moves the ball, but drives get killed with penalties and sacks. It's just that's what's happened over and over again this year. And Shane said this. Yes, it is the offensive line, but it's also sometimes a back misses a block or a tight end misses a chip, or, Linares doesn't get rid of the ball, or Linares doesn't make the right read. Whatever the case is, just this passing offense gets stuck. You get behind schedule. Jay, you're averaging third and bleeping 9 or 10 for the season.
Yeah, that's
no offense can run efficiently when you're sitting there at third and long all the time.
And that's baffling.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's a baffling and disappointing statistic that needs to change. If you could have 5 or 6, 7 pre-snap penalties, but know that Linares has 50% better protection, which one are you taking?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to get rid of the penalties.
Yeah.
I just think the penalties have hurt you so bad. Look, Linares cleans up some of the smell of a protection issue or two, right?
Right.
But when you're going from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7, or 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8, or God forbid you hit a play on 1st and 10 that's going to be a first down, and all of a sudden you see
1st and 15.
Yeah, it's 1st and 15, and you're going backwards. I just think if I had the choice of one of the two, as much as I don't want to see Linares run for his life, I just think you've got to stop this pre-snap stuff, man.
Right.
I mean, other things are going to happen. You're going to have a hold. There's hold. You can call holding on every play on both sides of the ball, right? But what you have to do is you have to find a way to clean up these self-inflicted wounds that really hurt you. They just really do.
We'll see what Jordan Kay has learned about some of the changes that have been implemented. The Gamecock beat writer for the State Paper will join us on the other side. We're live at Krager Showrooms. We're out back today, but they're still on Gadsden. We're Gadsden in Washington is where we are.
I believe you are correct, sir.
Yeah, well, I hope I am. Otherwise, I really screwed up my downtown's geography.
You're in downtown. You just take Gadsden, pop right on down the highway here, and look on. You can't miss us.
That's right.
You really can't.
Again, follow the smell of the amazing food on the Coyote Grills. Jordan joins us on the other side as the postgame show. Had a great time yesterday at our show at US Brick down on UG Street. The Exterior Design Center really is the first of its kind in Columbia. It's been created to help make your selections really simple. They've got live display of dozens of styles of brick for your home, for walls, whether it's retaining walls, privacy walls, maybe you're building a fire feature, outdoor fireplace, things like that. They can do that for you, full patios. They've got great stone products as well. But it really is a one-stop shop. You can see it, feel it, touch it, know what it's going to look like, and see the examples that they have built out there and compare it to anything that goes on. Plus, you can bring your designer. You can bring your plans. They've got a great workspace inside. Lay it all out, see what's going on, and really get a feel for how this can look as your home, behind your home, wherever you need these things to be. 300 UG Street, US Bricks, brand new exterior design center ready to help you live life a whole lot better. US Bricks. All right, welcome back in. Post-game show rolling on this Friday. Typically around this time on Fridays, our very good friend Langston Moore is with us. Langston had travel plans today that conflicted with his appearance. He sent his well wishes.
Once again, man, why is he setting travel plans on our show?
We were talking about his Bengals with a big win last night.
Yeah.
So Jordan Kay has agreed to step in, and I told Jordan that we were not going to make him pretend to be a longtime NFL defensive tackle.
I was going to say, Jordan now has to be a former defensive tackle.
Yeah, but I told him we weren't going to do that to him.
I think Jordan could pull that
well,
off. Why don't you have enough faith in Jordan?
Oh, I have faith in Jordan, but if when you look at Langston and you look at Jordan, you'd be like, one of those dudes did not play defensive tackle.
And now you're disrespecting Jordan's physicality
in the NFL.
Jordan, I'm really sorry, man. I just want to apologize.
I know this is a tough intro.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm here for, man. Hey, listen, you went to a big time journalism school. It's not all sunshine and roses, my man. So that's all I'm going to say about that. No. In all seriousness, we appreciate you being with us on relatively short notice. Let's jump into again what the big story of the week has been, and that is certainly the dismissal of Lonnie Teasley and Sean taking over on the offensive line. What more have you been able to learn about where they've at least tried to zero in on the most immediate positive changes to be made?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that Lenora Sellers this week was kind of describing the differences, and like Sean is just far more hands-on. And I think that's kind of perhaps what the different voice in the room Shane Beamer's talking about. And you hear the stories from Shane this week that Sean Elliott's on the other side of the line, basically playing linebacker and screaming and clapping and barking and trying to do anything for this offensive line to simulate a game-like environment. And it seems like as long as South Carolina can clean up the offensive line penalties, they've already had 20 this year. That's going to just make a world of difference. I don't expect that Sean Elliott is going to be able to come in and in 1 week completely revitalize and ramp up this offensive line. Like, at some point you are who you are, but perhaps he can clean up the penalties a little bit and really get these guys to make sure they're not jumping off. And if he can just do that and South Carolina kind of stays in front of the sticks, that might be enough of a difference for the Gamecocks to win.
Jordan, we talk about, bringing in Sean Elliott, and at the end of the day, you're right. It's not like all of a sudden Sean Elliott's going to come in, flip the running game upside down, and South Carolina's pass protecting. They're running for 350. And no. And plus, last time I checked, he's not the offensive coordinator. So
exactly.
But I mean, to me, I guess it feels like what we're hearing, it just feels like, if nothing else, a different voice and approach to maybe get to these offensive linemen to have them start, I don't know, at least all snapping on the same count, but also maybe bringing something from the neck up to them that they just haven't been getting for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think if you're Shane Beamer and you're sitting there at 3-3 and everyone's getting on you about the offensive line, and it's now been 3 years of kind of struggles at that position, it was probably he probably felt like, hey, we got to just do something. I've got to try and pull some lever to get this going. And with injuries and stuff, and knowing that, hey, we might be down some guys for the next couple weeks, like this was probably the lever he felt like could make the quickest impact. And so we'll see how that happens. But, as he's mentioned, and the numbers back up, like this, the blocking, the sacks, like that is not all on the offensive line. I think Lenora Sellers also and Mike Shula have to take a little bit of credit and blame in this too. The ball's just not coming out quick enough. And when you have an offensive line that struggled, like that can't happen. There has to be plays drawn up to get the ball out quicker, whether that's, moving the pocket or having Lenoris roll and splitting the field, things like that are making him get the ball out within, 1 to 2 seconds. And that's just not happening.
Jordan, staying with that theme, the 1 to 2, and the pass protection part. I just asked Terry a minute ago, and I'm not really asking you to answer this question directly, but more as a thought exercise. But maybe for the fans, if you could eliminate half of the pre-snap penalties, but still have the same level of current pass protection, which hasn't been great, or maybe flip that script. Where are we right now? I mean, the penalties are one thing, but Lenoris is under duress. You probably saw that stat the other day. that he ran with the ball in his hands, covered 894 yards of ground for what was a total net gain of 19. And even if you take the sacks away, a net gain of 60 some yards, that's almost unfathomable.
Yeah, but so here's another stat I just found from Pro Football Focus yesterday. Among every FBS quarterback with at least 100 dropbacks, which is not a ton, nobody in the country has more time to throw than LaNorris Sellers. On his average dropback, he's getting 3.36 seconds. And then if you even want to count on when he's scrambling around, that number jumps to 5.6 seconds. So, like, LaNorris on these, sometimes he does have time. There are other times where, he catches the ball and there's three guys coming right for his face, and you're like, okay, this is going to be a sack, and whether he can get out of it or throw it away, you're kind of just impressed. But there are times too when he does have time, and that I think is partly on him, partly on the offensive coordinator. There needs to be things that are designed where guys get open quicker, or it's one read check down or run. But when you talk about that and you look at the penalties and stuff of them getting behind the sticks, that's sacks and penalties. I mean, there are times when this offense feels like it's humming and they get in a rhythm, but like they can't get themselves out of a hole. And there's always a penalty or something. It seems like every drive, somehow they get behind the sticks and they can never recover from that. And so when you're just thinking of, hey, if they just eliminate the penalties, does that get them 2 or 3 drives where they find the end zone because, they're never behind the sticks? And, if you can just get rid of that and get the end zone 2 or 3 times, you probably have to trust your defense at that point.
Jordan Kay at the State Paper with us. Let me stay with that because I think you hit on something about one read and then see what happens. And I've said a few times this season that LaNorris is making bad plays for good reasons, but they're still bad plays. What more have you been able to learn about that part of the equation of what you were alluding to, that perhaps some of this is definitely on him, but that if there's a different set of circumstances he can deal with, maybe some of those things get eliminated?
Yeah, and it's really hard because, I see that number of whatever, the 3.36 seconds, and you can go back and watch the film and take a screenshot and say, why didn't he just throw it away there? And sometimes, I forget and other people forget. It's like, when the bullets are flying, it's a lot harder to kind of retrospectively be like, oh, he could have just thrown it away here. Why didn't he step up? And it's much tougher when, everything is going on around him and there's 3 guys in his face. But it just doesn't seem like there's any of the easy buttons of this offense. You look at last year. Sometimes I saw a great video. I can't remember who it was, but breaking down some of the differences of last year. Like, there have been very few like quick slants, very few like rub routes. In the entire fourth quarter last week against LSU, they didn't move the pocket one time. There are a lot of these things where offensive coordinators, when they know their offensive line can't protect for very long, there's some of these easy buttons you can kind of dial up at times. Now, they're not always going to work, and I know Mike Shula has tried some of them, some of the screen passes and things like that, but it doesn't feel like they're pushing enough of those buttons to get it going. So we'll see if that's different, but this is probably not the defense or defensive front you want to be just trying things against.
Jordan, really quick, to your point, there are numbers and stats that say LaNorris gets rid of it quick. Like under 2 seconds, under a second and a half. The numbers are phenomenal. He just doesn't do that enough, to your point. So hopefully we see maybe some more quick throws in this offense, because those work, especially against a defense as active as going to come after you like Oklahoma.
Yeah, and it's tough. I wish we were able to kind of see the all-22 film on more of these. Of perhaps they are dialing up these things and the receivers just aren't getting open. And then it's like, at that point, it's like the blame could go to 4 or 5 different position groups or people. So it is tough, but you're right. It's like, we need to see probably more of that stuff because some of these longer developing plays, aren't working right now.
Jordan, appreciate you as always, bud. Enjoy the ball real fast. Like 10 seconds. So scale of 1 to 10.
How close to must-win is Kamara for Carolina?
If they want to make a bowl, it's probably a 7 or an 8. So in that case, probably a 7 or an 8.
All
I'll say
All
an
right,
8.
there it is. There it is.
Former
Former
nose tackle, Jordan K.
That's right. That's
He's
right.
Jordan
Correct.
K. And
Correct.
Saber,
The state tax.
the state.com, go Gamecocks.com. Appreciate you, man. We'll see you soon. Lots more to do.
We're here live at the Traeger
Traeger
Showroom here with Travis Craft and Coyote Grills. It's the post-game show.
Hey, what's happening?
Gotta get the Instagram shot, all right?
Oh, well, yes, you got it.
You're always ready.
I'm right. I mean, my makeup isn't what it usually is, but let's do it. Let's do
You
it.
look perfect for me. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yep. He's about to do some traffic.
Oh, no, I can't. This is a video for Instagram. I gotta go back in. They don't let me out.
All right, yeah, send me that traffic when you get a second, brother. Yep. Yep, that's work. That'll be a good deal. Will you stay? Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Nice of you. Did you? Oh, high karate? You wear some high karate? Nice. Remember high karate? No, Skin Bracer by Menon. Hey, Canoe. Hey, Ed.
I have heard of Canoe because there's a funny bit about that on an episode of Frasier.
I had a sales guy one year when I was working in PA. Forget it. I'll tell you later. Yeah.
All right,
the end of the year sale has begun. In fact, it is well underway today at Griffin Pools and Spas. They have factory reps on hand for in-ground pools, for spas, for hot tubs. And if you have been thinking about one of these for a while, now is a fantastic time at the end of the year to enjoying the outdoor pool time is dwindling here in the Midlands.
But it doesn't mean you can't be ready to go full bore when spring starts next year. Or as I've said often, if you want to be one of those polar bear types, personally, I wouldn't do it, but it doesn't mean you can't jump into a pool.
We'll give it
There's people that do that kind of stuff.
or
Or
a nice, relaxing soak in the hot tub with water. You can do
really any day you want to. Stop in and see them. Steps away from the Lake Murray Dam in Lexington. They'll be out there today. They're out there all day tomorrow with a lot of great opportunities for you to save. Check out and learn more at Griffin Pools and
Spas.com.
So anyway, ready, Ed? I'll finish this for you real quick. So this sales guy gives me Skin Bracer for Christmas. We used to do remember those old Christmas exchanges you would do and get a name or whatever? The guy's name was Mark Benford. So Mark Benford gives me Skin Bracer. So, we're laughing about it.
Rose did?
Huh?
That the one Pete Rose
did? Yeah, I think so. And it smelled like ass, right? It smelled like old people. So we put it on, myself and a couple of the jocks put it on for fun and walked around with it on one day, and we all smelled like ass. So I put it up in my little cubby. For 2 years, dude, I forgot about it. Guess who I get in the office Christmas thing 2 years later? Mark Benford.
So you gave it
So
back.
I get it. I put water in it to put it back to the top, shake it, fasten it up, repackage it, give it to him for Christmas. Dude, he almost cried. He was so happy. He goes, "How did you know I love Skin Bracer? I love this. I wear my favorite cologne." And he goes like this, "The wife loves it too." Yeah, okay, Marv, that's enough. But yeah, so exactly. You might as well just put lit matches near your chest, through your chin.
Welcome back.
Open the vault. Go ahead, man.
We're at Cracker Showrooms, Gadsden and Washington Street in the Vista. Come say hey.
The Coyote Grills are pretty fun. These are,
As I told Terry, this is not like that little, $49 charcoal grill that you get at the drugstore. Not that there's anything wrong with
Oh,
that.
I use that many a time in my life.
But what you notice is that, like, after the second time you use them, you're like, why is it completely disintegrating? Your Coyote Grill.
let me be all nice and proper here. You can't do that.
It shan't.
That shan't happen for you. These things are absolutely. They're
Maverick, you put wheels on them and make them a truck with a steering wheel.
They have modes, they have the built-ins, they got some that are natural gas. If you want to hook into your house, which, by the way,
I highly recommend.
of course, you have the propane tank. They have a pellet version. They've got some that have both the grill and the skillet. I mean, I like doing this kind of thing. Raising my hand.
This is your jam.
Oh, these seriously. And you know what? Yes, it's a little more expensive than the $49.
A little bit.
Not gonna lie
little
to
bit.
You. Not gonna lie to you. But here's the deal. It'll last you
Like a generation.
At least.
as opposed to.
Hey, we all snagged that one from the drugstore.
Oh, I had one once.
There's that charcoal in it and kerosene. Oh, yeah, we did that. Yeah, we'll Charlie around a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll Charlie around a little bit. It'll be all right.
So, all right, what you
All
got?
right, today's not a great day in sports history, sir.
Okay.
I have to go back to 1960 to give you an interesting, compelling one there. All of our audience might have a little bit interested.
Okay.
This day in 1960, the National League formally awarded franchises to the New York Metropolitan Baseball Club and to a Houston, Texas group. Ready for this? The Metropolitan Baseball Club was headed by Joan Payson, and the Houston, Texas group headed by Judge Roy Huffines.
Wow.
And
Judge.
that's the point of 1960 price of a baseball franchise in those days, a little bit different than today. Just saying.
A couple years later,
the Angels.
How about those Mets, man?
Well,
I've read the history of the Mets before, and it is fascinating because
as quickly as the Giants followed the Dodgers out of New York City and out to the coast, baseball quickly realized, whoa. We can't have New York City being represented only by an American team. We have to have a national team in New York. And so, born in 1962, they were terrible. One of the worst seasons in the history of the sport. But then
Yes.
7 years later, they won the World Series.
We will not speak of the World Series and the Mets winning the World Series.
Well,
You know who they beat?
Yeah, I do. You know who they beat to get there?
I know. So we both hate
So
the
we
Mets from
both-
1969.
Maybe that's why. Maybe before I was born, I hated the New York Mets.
You know, it's like you and I are the same on this. We were not. It went on in 1969, whatever, right? But there's a generation that lives in Baltimore. That generation of sports fans,
Yeah.
like my father,
Yeah.
hated the New York Mets to his grave over that 1969. Ready for this? Jets upset the Colts in the Super Bowl. Mets upset the Orioles in the World Series, and the Knicks, I believe, beat the Bullets in the playoffs.
Colts were still in
we're still in
Baltimore.
Baltimore then.
Yep. So hate for New
Wow.
York.
Yeah.
Very
It's
very
as if it wasn't already
Yeah,
there.
just
put
a
some
little
lyric
bit.
on it.
It just made it even
Uh,
In 70, they beat the Cincinnati Reds. That's when Brooks Robinson went crazy. They went to 3 straight World Series, sir, but only won one of them.
Yeah. The A's did that.
And they did the same thing later on. Mhm. Entertainment history.
Of course, the A's also won 3 early. That's what Reggie.
Yeah, and they all rallied for the hate of the owner. This day in 1972, some guy named Eminem was born.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday.
Not Jared Eminem. I like some Eminem.
Oh,
I do. I like me some Eminem. Yes, I do.
I don't know what's on
Look
that
what kind
grill,
of girl,
but
it's amazing.
it smells
So,
good.
solo for you.
We might have that bird
takeover. We'll have an earlier than normal drive around the SEC, some more sound from Shane.
And wow, the Bengals had a night.
Coming
right back.
Okay.
And we are hanging at Cracker Showrooms today till 6. The party has started. Folks are here. Savage Craft has shown up. Coyote Grill's cooking up some seriously good food. Of course,
Speed.
one of 75 games.
Office
Office
gift
started.
Yeah,
I know they
stuff.
They do. We are here at Cracker Showrooms. It's going to be fun today. Going out till 6. And it's free. Free food. Grab some free Savage Craft. And just hang out and chill. It's a perfect day. Just come out here and stand around for a little bit. Bring buds, bring more buds, bring all your buds. Come on out and see us. We are here in the Vista on Gadsden. And the best showroom in the history of showrooms is right here at Cracker Showrooms. If you're looking for things, maybe no appliances in the kitchen, maybe no tub in the bathroom, no plumbing, light fixtures, whatever the case. Cracker Showrooms is the place to be. Very simple, very easy. While you're here today, just take a little walk and see how great Cracker Showrooms is. Again, call them 803-978-2025. 803-978-2025. Send the point.
Yeah, does this run up on the corner where the park is on this side? Yeah. Okay, so up that hill right through here. During one of those Three Rivers music festivals. Used to be.
Want to record real quick?
That's where we saw
Ed.
George Clinton.
All right.
Man. Yeah, Parliament fucking. They man, that was that was intense.
Them I saw.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Quick check on the traffic. Accident side 20 eastbound at Wilson Boulevard. That's exit 71. I-26 eastbound at US 21. That's exit 129. Also, I-26. This is westbound at Broad River Road, Valentine. That's exit 101. Another I-26 westbound before South Carolina 773. That's exit 82. Monticello Road and Hayward Brockington Road. Sunset Boulevard near I-20 and 2 notch at Longspot Road. Got it?
Got it.
Thank you. What is up, Carlton? How you doing, man?
All right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Deal. Good deal.
Saw Lakeside. And you talking about a show? That was a show.
What's their hit?
They remade I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
Okay.
And
They had a hit.
Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, that's it. Come on and ride on a fantastic voyage. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was thinking of.
But they remade I Wanna Hold Your Hand and sold that more than the Beatles did.
Really?
Which was crazy because they switched it up.
Yeah.
They slowed it down.
Right. I've
It
heard
was
that.
a ballad.
I've heard that.
It was a ballad. They made it a ballad. They did it after a ballad.
Are there two different things playing over there? Is that two stations playing? I don't know what that was. All right, Ford, let's go. Yeah, where you go? 4 o'clock,
4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. Welcome back in. Second hour of the post-game show. Coming at you from the Traeger showrooms. Really fun place for us to be. So I like to cook.
See, I like this one. I have something in common. I like to cook and I like to
I like to cook. I like to eat. And
like to do
I like to do other things like save, shower.
You know, they have. She should say this to Nikki and Graham. She said, shower test, bathroom test. You know, they also they get you. You don't think so? You don't think we should go this way?
How are you?
There's tubs here, maybe a little product sampling. You're not down?
Right now we got some amazing foods on the Coyote Grills. Again, y'all this free.
We're not going to see what these grills are about. We've got a 6-barrel keg of I don't know what style of Savage Craft we have. But there's a 6-barrel keg here, so come by and get that. We've got other beverages if that's not
right. We have stuff that you're not into.
There's some stuff upstairs. Or if you just want to watch it, that's what I'm drinking right now.
You sure that? Are you serious? That's just one? I know how you roll sometimes.
I don't do water. I don't do liquor. So
I'm not a liquor guy. I go shots of lab.
Okay.
I'm
yeah, but
kind of like
the only liquor I drink once in a while. Again, my wife makes a really mean margarita, and if you want to call it tequila liquor, which I guess technically
I call it a lot worse. Well, it has not been my friend.
People say that tequila is tequila, and I'm like, okay, I don't really, whatever.
The only tequila is the devil.
That always ends badly.
Yeah, okay. So he has a funny song called Mexican Cousin that is about a bad experience with tequila. That's all. I'll just leave it at that. Van Halen had a few songs about tequila.
Tequila. You know when you're young and dumb and don't know any better, let's let that work. I'll stop there. I'll stop there. I retired from the
I don't think we have those
craft beer. I'm all about at this point in my life. My drinking career. Craft beer, very good.
Come by,
you got burgers. Honestly, going on and off these grills. Other than I saw a couple dozen burgers going off after being cooked, and I see some chicken on there now. Can't know if we have dogs or not.
It's free. Come on by. That's the point. Come on by. Have a burger. Have a craft. Have a craft.
Gadsden in Washington is where we're at. And again, I think today are we registering folks?
This is for today's. Come on by. I guess maybe I can think about it.
I'll give you a trivia.
I'm thinking about possibly doing another trivia because I liked how that went last time.
Okay. But you have to come by first.
You have to hear first.
Before we get back into some Gamecock stuff, a couple of things going on. We Bengals and Steelers last night. Really good game.
Bengals won it with about 7 seconds left. Joe Flacco, was just amazing. I think 31 of 47, 16 of those 31 receptions going to Jamar Chase, and
it really was
after a while almost comical.
That
Pittsburgh continued to go one-on-one with him,
and really some of the routes.
They weren't reinventing the wheel.
When it came to route running,
he's just
little slant, little twist, and he's open there. Remember the one he dropped, and Flacco was like,
the face of Flacco was hilarious on that drop.
Because he'd been brilliant. But we said this. For the Bengals last night was let's back up a little bit. Making the Flacco trade certainly makes theoretical sense, but did it make practical sense this season considering what was going on? And you and I talked about it. when the
when
trade
the trade came, the only reason that trade was made, in our opinion, and we're not alone in this, is that the Ravens are sitting on off win in Lamar's third. And so it opened the door for what has not been a good start for Cincinnati to at least stay in the hunt. Because Pittsburgh was an uninspiring 4-1 going into the game. Nevertheless, the Bengals make this trade. Flacco looks great. They win last night. Now they're 2-3. Pittsburgh's 4-2. Cleveland, we'll see. I think Cleveland's actually favored to beat Miami.
We're talking about Miami.
Yeah.
And again, the Ravens, when Lamar gets healthy, let's see what he can do.
I mean, he's Lamar after all. Do we still know about Lamar for the weekend?
Well, they're off this week. So they can lie. And
He'll probably be back next week.
my guess is everything's pointing toward the following week to get him back on.
But nevertheless, they're going to have to go on a heck of a run. And now Cincinnati has
another play to it twice, but there's a head-to-head win over Pittsburgh. That was really important and dare I say impressive win last night.
It was, and again, it was in Cincinnati, so that was nice. The home field showed up and gave a home field advantage.
It's
Yeah,
one
one
of the
of the
few
few
places
places
where
where
Pittsburgh
goes and you can't tell if they're in front or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
I know.
All together, I think.
I mean, Baltimore. Well, I mean, when the Ravens first, I'll tell you this really quick, nothing off the topic. When the Ravens first showed up in Baltimore, the fans were not embracing, because again, how did Baltimore lose the Colts? The same way Baltimore got the Browns. There was a lot of people in the city that weren't really comfortable with having to steal another team. And so they weren't fully embracing the Browns. Yes. Basically, they looked at them as the Browns in purple jerseys, and they weren't very good. So those first couple of years
before the Ravens got to win a Super Bowl,
that was
those
almost
were the Steeler home game sometimes.
in Old Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
So for it to evolve away from what it's become, oh, dude, it was. You would go to those early Raven Steeler games, and you'd see a lot of purple and black.
Black and gold.
Yeah, I know what you
So
mean.
anyway, to your point, I mean, the fans showed up last night. And look, the
They had
Bengals,
their own version of a whiteout.
yeah, they did. They're and even those jerseys. So look, the Bengals. It was a big win to me because right now, like you said, no one really buys into the Steelers as a really, really good team. They're just right now the best team in a beat-up division, right? So if you're the Bengals, you roll the dice. You know Brown and Jake Browning is your
Guy.
He's like, Jake, throw the ball at the guy wearing the Bengal jerseys, please. So you bring in Joe, and look, Flacco is famous for it. He gets on a heater, and so, like he did in Cleveland a couple years ago. He gets on a heater, you can ride him. The problem is when he comes off the heater, look out. But when he's on a heater, like he wasn't, look, he is 40-some years old, and he was slinging, man. I mean, you can still see arm strength in Joe like nobody's business. And the Bengals, they were re-energized. I mean, he was hitting small windows. Like I said, Chase was just open all the time.
It was remarkable. I mean, 16 of the 31 receptions.
12 of those 16 were under 10 yards. They weren't reinventing the wheel. They were just finding a way to manipulate him.
He would take off.
And to the Bengals' credit, and the Steelers just couldn't do anything about it. They kept matching up man on him. And when they didn't match up,
they just go the ball in that short zone and let it take off. And the Steelers,
look, I know they were adjusting somehow, right?
It didn't look like
that, right?
Doing the shoulder shrug guys.
I said, if it were me, I'd have put one guy on T. Higgins. I would have had Watt run pass and the other guys would chase guys and Mark Chase the rest of the game. Because he was killing.
You
don't have to account for Flacco doing anything with his legs.
The whole place almost stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a win.
There's only one team's going to catch the Steelers. That's the Bengals. And look, the Steelers, if they keep going the way they're going, and the Bengals can't get it together, the Steelers will walk away with the division. The Ravens come back from 1-5, and the Browns are the Browns. Matter of fact, they just got relegated to the MAC. So at the end of the day, the Bengals are the only team that can really make it serious. That win last night, head-to-head, like you said, division, like you said, and maybe give them momentum. They know with Joe Flacco at quarterback, they do have a chance to make
make a run here. A lot of season left.
Yeah, it's impressive win. It really was. That was a fun watch for a Thursday night game.
Did you expect it to be that good of a game?
I
did.
I was so surprised.
I don't know. I just
Both teams were 30.
I suppose you wanted to be a competitive game, but I thought it was good.
Fun.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And I said to you, man, Aaron Rodgers received a 69-yard Hail Mary at the end of the game. 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
I won't watch it. I do miss Thursday night college. I don't like that the NFL has co-opted what was once a really fun time for college football, and they just said, now, people like to watch football on Thursday. All right, we're going to do it now. And now, the only time you'll see it. Heck, you can't even have a college game on Thanksgiving night. They've taken that too.
Well, the NFL, whenever they decide to flex, the NFL just flex.
Yeah.
They decided to take Christmas. They decided to take Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Black
That
Friday.
used to be for me. That was kind of cool when I was a kid, and to me, that was like when the NBA started. It was Christmas Day. Like Christmas Day again,
And then the NBA went, wow,
The
NFL's here.
Yeah.
Crap.
So look, I'm not going to sit here and say that's not cool or that. No, totally. I mean, it is kind of a bully move, but I mean, I get it. But I don't know. I like Thursday college football.
I did too. And it was here's the thing. First of all, they were there first. I felt like it was their thing, and you get some interesting matchups on Thursday nights. And now the NFL comes in. It's so cool. Right? It's a corporate Godzilla show. We love it. Watch it. College, it's almost like the college kids are playing. Here's the corporate Godzilla.
For so many years, especially around here in the Spurrier years, Carolina fans got used to it because ESPN loves Steve Spurrier, and it's a great way to showcase it. I remember too that Auburn game when Auburn came here on a Thursday. It was the first time Auburn had played on a Thursday, and they were never going to do one at home. They had to kind of get Auburn to agree to it. You had to kind of, and Tuberville was their head coach, if I'm not mistaken, at that time, and you had to kind of get him to buy into. Wait, you want us to play on a Thursday? We play on Saturdays, right? Well, we don't have to do it at home. All right, okay. We'll do it. And if I'm not, and Gamecock fans, correct me. I believe that was that game where Auburn had the ball the entire third quarter. They got the ball at the half. They scored. They did an onside kick, got it, and kept the ball for the entire third quarter. Yeah, but I also remember plenty of fun games to open the season on a Thursday, including Coach Murray's first ever game.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, but that was a fun one last night. That was a fun one last night.
What do you think of this? I think they're
good.
Yeah, I think defensively they're not as good as they typically are. You saw that last night. But I think
Aaron Rodgers is not the Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. We know that.
But he's not the
Jets Aaron Rodgers either.
I think
play for the Jets.
How much of Aaron Rodgers'
problems with the Jets is the stink of the Jets, which it could have very well been.
I think a lot of.
You put him with a real organization that wants to win now.
Yeah, he put for a football.
Right. So I think that offensively they're better. Defensively, they're not where they typically are. But it's one of those teams now. Even I think even if the Ravens were right, I think the Steelers will still make the postseason. They're going to be an interesting team for playoff time, just to see how they're constructing themselves at that point. Because look, no one took them seriously for the last so many years. Nobody.
Right. They played. They played well.
Absolutely. How funny was it? Rodgers gets tackled by his offensive lineman. It's like, dude, I'm 40-something years old. You can't fall on me. I'll break.
But that was a good one. That was good. We'll get into a few other NFL thoughts coming up just a little bit. All right, come back on the other side. More comments from Shane Beamer as we get closer to Carolina, Oklahoma tomorrow afternoon. We are live at Traeger Showrooms. Out back today, the Coyote Grill is all fired up. Burgers, beer on the house. Come by.
A lot of good stuff. So come see us. Maybe on your way to dinner, grab a little something. You're listening to Jay and Perry on the postgame show.
What's up? Huh? Yep.
Okay, cool. It's weird to hear you talking there. No commercial. Okay. Make sure that we're going to be you giving away or raffling off a 2 grills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
So we're going to raffle them off next week.
Okay.
But put your name, come in, put your name, number down, and we're going to have the drawing next week.
Sweet. All right. 2 grills.
And they're portable.
Even better.
Grill. Portable tailgate grill.
Nice.
Portable Coyote
tailgate grills.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right.
Let's do that.
Cool.
I like it. So
Awesome.
1 for me, and we give another one away. I like that.
I like it. 100%. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. Thank you.
100%.
Gathering family and friends around a beautiful fire. Been a holiday tradition, but maybe you're tired of the wood burning fireplace or having to constantly worry about how much wood you have left or running out, or the bumps and other things that are around the wood pile. Let's have
upgrade your fireplace, whether it's propane or natural gas. Premium gas logs plus
complete installation and service. Step into one of their Palmetto Propane Hearth and Patio home store showrooms, and you can see many of these fireplaces quite literally in action. Not like those ones your grandparents used to have that you can just tell that's not a fire. These are not those, y'all. Plus, they've got outdoor features, grills, and accessories, and so many other things to make life a lot more comfortable and more efficient. Again, find a Palmetto Propane Hearth and Patio home store showroom near you when you log on to palmettopropane.com.
Minutes left. I'll be right back. Around the block, how Nike did shoes that were quirky and they were selling for $1,700. This was bison. So did I. Everybody does. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey. Are you in a break? Yeah. For a sec. Yes, we are. Here we go, dude.
Tell
Hey,
them to
Bird.
play.
We cut 2, right?
Yeah.
All right. We need cut 2, Ed.
All right, welcome back in. A little more Ace Frehley bringing us back. Kiss and R.I.P. This is a good song.
Very nice.
This is a good song.
Ace last night.
I know. Bummer, man. Yeah. Big bummer for Ace, obviously, but bummer for all
He's-
those.
He's
We're all
a
in that
legend.
generation.
Legend. Again, very underappreciated as a guitar player. Fully appreciated, I believe, though, as all four of them.
As a show.
As
I mean, just, like when the sparks fly out of his guitar. I mean, that is the sparks flying out of his guitar.
While he's trying to play the guitar, you got to be careful.
But the way
he can hold it up, or just things to
the
do,
way
the light
shine,
on, and I mean,
they were showing.
they were showing. They were showing. And he taught multiple generations when you think about it, but he certainly taught an early generation of I don't want to be careful and say hard rock. I suppose it was for its time. It was certainly hard rock. Now today you look at Kiss and you're like, you call that hard rock? But it was. But he taught a generation how to, and people wanted to be that. Eddie Van Halen and Steve Vai had a great tribute for him last night. Yeah, I mean, you get there, and tons of others.
I mean, look, a lot of rock guitarists grew up like we did, watching Kiss, and they wanted to be Kiss.
This was the standard.
Yes, and it started a lot of things to move forward for rock and roll. And look, I know the kids today, rock and roll isn't what it was when you and I grew up. It's a different anthem. Back then, man, it was a thing.
It's why Kiss
keep going on tour with the
this time we're pretty sure we retire. Followed by the no, seriously, we're probably gonna retire after this one.
Right.
To that, well, we told you we might. Tour.
Yeah, this is
they kept selling out,
and they kept going, man. And look, that's the thing with Kiss was just you grew up on it, and it was sort of like even when Kiss was like doing their thing, like here recently in their whatever. Guess who's going out there? Us dudes who are also like in our 50s or 40s or 60s, whatever it was. And we're out there digging it too. Again, that was the thing where you grew up. Kiss was such a thing, except for that movie. That movie was awful.
Kiss meets the fan.
You know what though? They stole money. They didn't care.
Oh yeah, they got paid. That
was
it was terrible. Even as a kid, I watched this movie. It sucked.
Oh god. I was what, 8 or 9 when that came out or something. I'm sure how old I was.
It was
I was a little kid going, man, this is awful. This is so awful.
In the meantime, it was so bad
I got hurt.
And that leads us into our
injury report. We just played our nice little opening rejoinder for Ed Bird, hit cut 2, Shane Beamer last night on Carolina Calls with Todd Ellis giving us our injury report.
Yeah, Brandon's doing well. That was tough when he went out last week in the was it the first quarter, I believe, or second quarter. That was a tough loss for us to lose him for the rest of the game. Brandon has practiced this week, and I forget how we're listing him tonight, but I expect.
I think his list is probable.
Yeah, I think he's either probable or off tonight. I did it a few hours ago. I can't remember. There were so many names on there. I can't remember. Brandon should be good to go for Saturday. He practiced today, said he felt good, so hopefully he'll continue to progress over the next couple of days. Case and Henry, he will be out. Nolan Hay will be out. Shed practice today, should be good. Is he 100%? No, but he should be available.
It's not long term though.
No,
doesn't sound like
no. He was out working to get back the last couple of days and actually practiced today and looked good out there. So confident that Shed would be available on Saturday. And then Marquis practiced yesterday and today.
Oh wow!
And optimistic on both of those guys.
There you go. Good stuff from Coach Beamer, and he almost nailed it. Yeah. So out as of last night, Brian Rowe at wide receiver, offensive lineman Casey Henry, Nolan Hayes, defensive lineman Devontae Miles. Shed Surratt is listed as question. Last question. CJ was probable, as was Gabriel.
How about Ruff out of nowhere?
Don't know what happened.
Was that a practice?
I don't know. They're not usually
wanting to give us 2 months.
Basically, what will happen is somebody after the game Saturday will say, "What was the deal with Brian Rowe?" And Shane will give an explanation. And Rowe is, I like Brian Rowe. He's got some quick.
He's shown some. That's the thing. That takes me to my next question to you, and something you need to think about. Yeah, we got to see more from the receivers too. Again, I can't put everything on either the offensive line or on Lenoris. And there is a plan for everybody, but how much of it, Terry, is got to get Harvard going, got to get Azio going, got to see some more from Murph, or we've seen some things from Rowe and from Dre. There are, there's guys, but it's just it feels like everything comes in spurts. And that's one of the big things we've heard from this coaching staff: inconsistency. We've heard from the players: inconsistency. It's finding those places, and I don't know
which one has to come first. Is it better protection? Is it better route running? Is it Lenoris feeling freed up to just improvise? Yes. I think the receiving corps has to bear some level of responsibility.
Oh no! I mean, when and we don't talk about this.
No.
When Lenoris Sellers is in the pocket and he's holding the ball for one of two reasons. A, he's not processing the coverage. Or B, dudes aren't getting open.
Right.
It's one of the two. It's a combination of both, I guess, at times. But that's the thing. I mean, there are games Lenoris has had time to let it rip, and he's not letting it rip. And it's either, again, he's not reading it, or somebody's not open. And at the end of the day, that also has to bear a responsibility in this. Jordan talked about the time to throw of Lenoris Sellers. Now, part of that is times he's escaping and running around for his life to buy time. But there are times when he's back there holding the ball, and he's not letting it loose. And why aren't you letting it loose? It's either you're not reading it, or the receivers aren't getting open. So, yes, everyone bears a brunt of responsibility for, like you said, an inconsistent pass.
Well, and again, I don't know which one. I hope, in addition to
you've got to find a way to correct the pre-snap stuff on the offensive line. What tiny tweaks can Sean do to provide even a little more opportunity for Lenoris to feel comfortable? But at the same time, like you said, I thought he nailed it. Maybe just a matter of, hey, that third read right now, you know what? And this isn't the way Jordan said it, it's the way I'm going to say it. Screw it.
Yeah. I mean,
Jordan said
maybe just one viewer progression.
It's gotta be.
So I don't want to put that in.
I love you said earlier, playing happy. I think playing happy is a thing. Because Lenoris Sellers, it's been few and far between times this year we've seen him do Lenoris Sellers things, right?
Right.
And part of that we go back originally to our conversation of, look, if we know what Lenoris Sellers can do, the opposing defense is sure they will do after last year. So they have decided to watch film. They're attacking him different. They've adjusted to what he does. Now, the offense has to adjust to what the defense has done to him as well. If you're going to spy, double spy, whatever you're doing with Lenoris Sellers, okay, now it's on Mike Jewell and the coaching staff to adjust now. Now, what can you do to now put Lenoris Sellers back in position to make plays?
Right.
Is it this should be a drinking game?
Should it be
the rollout, the
boost?
Giving him space to make a defense make a bad decision, or put stress on the defense. Oh my God, 16's out in open grass. He can run it, he can throw it. What am I going to do? Whatever that thing is,
it has to be.
Come back on the other side with our
earlier normal drive around the SEC. Can we do that on Fridays at 4:30? Again, an historic weekend of action across the league. And I will ask a question about Sunday morning in the SEC.
Do it.
Plus, we'll throw out our trivia question on the other side.
I like it.
All right, here, take
Wait, here too. We got
Coyote.
Can I quit my job for a minute? Oh man, it's the post game show.
I'm ready on traffic, but now stop getting
across the league, and I will ask a question about Sunday morning in the SEC. Plus, I will throw out a trivia question. I like it.
All right, so Graham here at the Nest. If you ever go to Graham, he's the man person, the dog. So you can always pay your Graham, the man or the man person, the dog. Graham informed me that next week, not one, but two, portable Coyote Grill will be at showrooms. Yes. Coyote Grills, the high quality
Coyote Grill, 2 of them will be wrapped up. All you do is come and register.
High quality is understatement. Good for you.
Look at me. There you go.
So if you want to, again, for free, win a Coyote Grill, a portable Coyote Grill. $1 billion.
Or free.
Or free. It's going to be free.
Wow.
So just going out and check out all the great things they have at showrooms.
Maybe walk with a Coyote Grill here at the showroom.
Make me over.
He said he was today.
This year, there will be more than 600 deaths. Over 100 fatalities, people riding motorcycles. Over a dozen will be on bicycles. And more than 70 will be pedestrians. Scary numbers, but together can make our roadways safer. Whether you drive, ride, bike, or walk, please share the road safely. The message from Kentucky.
Hey, how you doing? My roly-poly guy. What's up?
So this is Jay.
This is Jay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Jay.
How you doing,
Well,
man?
you and me, you just don't know.
I apologize.
Oh, good. But you fed me without knowing it with your serving people lunch. So, so that's
Busy. How you doing? You good?
That roast beef and blue cheese thing's one of my favorites.
Good. You look still wearing a bright hat even after this year.
I know.
I'm impressed, sir.
Well, I wear mine today, but I have to wear the station to work here. So. A brand new one out in Atlanta this summer. It's the Hank Aaron A. There's no white field. It's just a solid blue with the Hank Aaron A.
Is that the
old cursive A? I call it the Hank Aaron A, but yeah, the cursive A. But it's a good. Now I got that one. I got like 10 race guys.
Well, I'm gonna go register and see if I can get me a grill.
There you go.
Yeah, I think they're either doing it right over there, or you might have to go up the stairs inside. I don't know, but somebody will tell you.
I love them.
They really are good. They're so expensive.
He stops me and says, hey, maybe. What are you going to do to my sandwich if I am? Right, yeah. That's what I meant.
Pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. Thus, agent eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonuses. Tickets start in 7 days. For restrictions and responsibilities.
Used to be down in town. I'm here, man. Try.
All right, accident. I-20 eastbound at Wilson Boulevard, that's exit 71.
Killian
Road
Road
at US 21 Wilson Boulevard, also an accident.
Sunset
Boulevard
near
near I-20 and Two Notch Road at Longs Pond Road, an accident as well. I will say this, Jay Phillips, the traffic here at the corner of Gadsden and Washington, there are no accidents.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Nice clear traffic flow
here at Kroger Showrooms for our Friday tailgate show. So feel free to come on out. Free Savage Craft. Free Coyote Grills food. Stop it out. Register for one of two Coyote Grills.
It's
a party. Come on out. We're here till 6 here at Kroger Showrooms. Savage Craft, Steers Ball, Coyote Grills.
And that's it for your
traffic. We'll get back into the post-game show next. Drive around the SEC coming up.
Sunset Boulevard near I-20 and Two Notch Road at Longs Pond near an accident as well. I will say this, Jay Phillips, the traffic here at the corner of Gadsden and Washington, there are no accidents. It's nice. Nice clear traffic flow here at Kroger Showrooms for our Friday tailgate show. So feel free to come on out. Free Savage Craft. Free Coyote Grills food. Stop it up. Register for one of two Coyote Grills. It's a party. Come on out. We're here till 6 here at Kroger Showrooms. Savage Craft, Steers Ball, Coyote Grills. And that's it for your traffic. We'll get back into the postgame show next. Drive around the SEC.
All right, welcome back in.
Time for our drive around the SEC on this Friday. Jay and Terry with you. They also have a Coyote calendar.
Nice.
And it has 12 recipes in it. And the August one, Terry Ford, is called, look at the name of this, the Breakfast Fatty.
Wow. Is that egg in the middle of that thing?
It is. It's almost like a Scotch egg meets like American. It is a roll of sausage, 1 pound roll of sausage with deviled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. Right, kind of like a Scotch egg, but instead of like the breading and whatnot, you make this and you put it in. And I think that I'm going to do one of these.
That looks the breakfast fatty.
We'll see what happens. All right, drive around the SEC time. Before I do that, got to come in person. Gadsden and Washington Street, downtown in the Vista. Pair tickets to tomorrow's game. All right? We were talking earlier about Thursday games. Steve Spurrier's first game was on a Thursday night.
Okay.
I want the touchdown, or excuse me, the quarterback receiver combo on the first touchdown of Steve Spurrier. Come tell me who threw it, who caught it.
Nice. I like it.
If you want to go even deeper into how fun it was or whatever else, we can talk about that. So, quarterback, receiver combo, first touchdown, Spurrier era, Thursday night game against Central.
I like it.
Way back in the day, 20 years ago, man.
Wow, how about that? It's a long time, man.
All right.
A long time.
Before we get into some of the games, will we have coaching vacancies, or at least another vacancy Sunday morning in the Southeastern?
I think there'll be one. Maybe two, but definitely one. There's a lot of smoke around Napier, man. But I'll say this: here's the one where you're bringing it up. I think more folks should concentrate on Hugh Freeze.
He also looked at his press conference like someone like Billy, who may be at the acceptance level of the stages of grief.
Yeah, I mean, you're winless in the SEC. And this was kind of a make it or break it year for you.
And they're just an uninspiring. Yeah. I mean, they haven't played, like, again, 16-10 loss at A&M. 20-10 loss at home to Georgia. They're not terrible, but they're not.
Here's the other problem. I thought Hugh Freeze was, besides the king of the burner phone, I thought Hugh Freeze was the quarterback whisperer. I mean, Jackson Arnold's just as bad as everything else in there at Auburn since Freeze has been there.
And is that a him thing or a coach thing or a
I don't know, but who bought the groceries?
Yeah.
Seriously, bought the groceries. I mean, for real now.
Auburn is only a 1.5-point home dog to Missouri. Meanwhile, Kentucky is the other one to look at besides Florida, of course. 13.5-point home dogs to Texas. And I told you earlier today, I think Texas needs to go in after a very impressive win over Oklahoma. Texas needs what amounts to an equally impressive win. But I don't think they'll fire Stoops Sunday morning.
No, I don't either. I think Stoops makes it through the season. I do. I don't think they get rid of him until after the season. That's just me. Because first of all, you got to collect money. I mean, there's a lot of money here to pay. Stoops got 60 days, by the way.
Yeah.
So I think Stoops lasts the season. Plus, it's Kentucky. You know what I mean? They get the basketball here in a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't want to let it linger.
I think they're going to wait. I would now see if it's me. I wouldn't. I think you've seen enough of where Stoops is at with this program, right?
Yeah.
I would move on. That's just me. But I don't think they will. I think Freeze could be the guy because we're all yapping about Napier. I'm not saying Napier won't get fired because they have a bye week.
Right.
But don't sit on the Hugh Freeze because that thing I think is coming to an end.
By the way, thank you, Reggie, our good friend Reggie Anderson, WLTX Sports. He did let me know for sure that I had that Auburn game correct.
Really?
Nice. So, thank you, Reggie. Appreciate you.
How about that guy?
Also says Gene Simmons is a strange bird.
Yeah, that too. I won't disagree. Gene Simmons is a
strange.
Yeah, Gene is.
Might also call Gene ladies.
I think Gene did pretty well with the ladies. Last time that's Shannon.
Also called Gene a millionaire.
And Shannon Tweed, not bad on the eyes. Just saying.
A few times. Today just happened to be
not anymore. No, not really. Once you look at the world today.
LSU at Vandy, the Commodores remain a 2.5-point home favorite. I want to believe in them. I'm not really here to pull for somebody over somebody else in most cases, Terry Ford. I know it's a stigma of who Vanderbilt is historically, but I can't. I'm trying to. I'm not kidding.
This is our Vandy, our basically our Vandy stereotype, our Vandy prejudice.
I feel like LSU's defense just clamps down too hard.
That's going to be my thing in this game. I think we watch LSU's defense. It's fast. They're really good in coverage. Delaney is a phenomenal corner, one of the best in the country. The way they fly around the first two levels of that defense and with the good coverage in the back end, Vanderbilt's not an explosive play team.
Right.
They like to matriculate the ball down the field. They're very efficient. I don't know how they're going to do it against this defense to be able to score even enough points to win against that LSU offense that can't get out of its own way.
Right.
I'm with you. I think LSU wins, and it's not because I don't have respect for Vanderbilt. I just think it's a bad matchup for Vandy with that LSU defense.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. A&M at Arkansas. This was only a 7.5-point spread in favor of the Aggies in Fayetteville. Again, if Bobby Petrino covers the spread, they're going to call it any covering of spreads through the end of the year is a feather in his cap. And you know what? Bring him back. I think that's what a lot of fans should be saying around the SEC. Sure, go ahead, Arkansas.
You want to? There are money people there who are dying to bring him back.
Let him because
of the good old days, man.
It's not the answer.
No, you know what? I saw a great. I forgot who on the Athletic did this. Because they have such good college football writers. Somebody went back to the bring back the guy and look at the records of the bring back the guy for the second time. You've had a few success stories like Bill Snyder back at Kansas State, but a lot of it is or worse than So yeah, go ahead. Look, you've been dying. You have had this weird. It's sort of like you had a breakup and the breakup was bad, and the person that you broke up with did a hard thing to you, and then hit it, but you just got that itch for him. That's Arkansas's got that itch for Bobby Petrino, and all your friends don't understand why you still have that itch, but you got the itch. So your friends go like this, go scratch it. It's just, what was the stuff we put on? Calamine lotion. Do some calamine lotion for that itch, Arkansas. Just saying, man.
But that ain't the answer. State's at Florida, 9.5-point favorites are the Gators. I think I mentioned Texas at UK, Tennessee at Bama, Mizzou at Auburn. The big one though, Mississippi at Georgia tomorrow at 3:30. Dogs open at 9.5, down to 7.5. Still like Georgia.
Me too. I do. Georgia, it's not. What? Look, I guess we do this with Georgia. They're not what they were a couple years ago when they were national championship no-brainers. They're still really bleeping good. They really are.
They really are. That's our drive around the SEC. We'll do a little J or Nay as we are live at Krager Showrooms. And again, first quarterback to receiver combo in the Spurrier era. Who was it? Come tell us. You get tickets to tomorrow's game. Post-game show.
Favorites are the Gators. We mentioned Texas at UK, Tennessee at Bama. Mizzou at Auburn, the big one though, Mississippi at Georgia tomorrow.
Ed Bird, if we get to like 30 seconds out, don't be afraid to holler at us, man.
I don't want to get a text from you Saturday evening after.
I ain't afraid to get yelled at
because Vizina
my wife does it all the time.
Throw a forward pass. I guess we'll catch up on Monday about that one.
When I found out for sure what was happening, I was like, and I picked Clemson in one of the things.
Dude.
Not happy.
Dude.
Not happy.
Too bad we can't just pick up Joe Flacco for the day. I'm sure he's got a little eligibility left, right? Come down and play for us one game. We'll pay you some NIL. All good.
Look a little something. We'll take you around Clemson. Come on, man. Help us out.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, all right. You getting out of here? Appreciate you
too,
dude.
You too,
Appreciate you, brother. Seriously. Good deal. Did you get one?
Whiteside and Blake Mitchell. No, Whiteside, Blake Mitchell. Well done.
Nice job, my man.
Well done. You know how many yards it was? 35 yards? Oh, it's 49. Ooh,
my friend.
Nice work.
I'll take that.
There you go. Excellent work by you.
We've met you before. What's your name again?
Link.
Link.
I do that.
Good to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's been a couple
Again.
times. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
dude.
welcome, man.
Congrats.
Enjoy a little Savage
I
Craft.
got a little vineyard myself. I just got a.
These good seats.
They are, except that you might be around a lot of Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's part of the visitor section. No problem.
So hopefully, if South Carolina's winning, they'll be fun.
Oh yeah. So the good news is if you just wear garnet, it almost looks like they're crimson. So just blend.
I don't think they're the rudest fans to be around.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they're not. They're not like wackos.
They're nice.
They're not wackos. They're a little
Georgia
different.
fans are mean. Tennessee fans are.
Tennessee fans are
the
insanely
worst.
stupid.
They are the
They're
worst,
awful.
man.
Yeah. I was up there when we beat them like 15-12 with Jake Bentley a couple years ago, and they all won. Butch Jones gone. That was an experience.
They're terrible.
They think they should win championships in every sport every year. They're insane. They are absolutely insane.
Dude, I can't say, you didn't hear this from me. I almost hate Tennessee. At least as a fan. I can't stand the Tennessee.
They're the worst on like Twitter. False Twitter.
False Twitter is ridiculous.
Thing you will see.
They are. They have lost their mind. They really have.
That's why
they're delusional.
That's why False
They're
Twitter is
absolutely
its own separate little entity. But they are. They're
it's wild.
You know who's been the nicest? And the irony is they hate each other. The Bama and Auburn fans are both great.
Oh yeah,
unless to each other.
They hate each other.
I was in high school when we went, but I remember going to Auburn and we met.
Auburn people are going to Jordan Hare. Those people. I mean, they were the best. They were so nice. And then the Bama fans too. They're so nice. Yeah. But they hate each other. But they were. Those are like two of my favorites. And Florida fans just don't. They're just whatever. They don't care. Yeah. Some of them are angry. Some of them are rich.
When they're not doing good, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. Exactly.
They don't care.
They're like, yeah, whatever.
Georgia people can be Yeah, they can. But Georgia's got their reasons too. But they're different.
I bet you a place I've never been to. I bet you going to Ole Miss and walking around the Grove and chilling out. Those fans, I've never heard anything really bad about it because usually they're just.
I've heard it's always a great tailgate experience.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I was around
you
some
can kind of walk through the Grove. It's like you don't. It's not nearly as big as you need it to be. So it's it's not the whole scene.
Yeah.
But it's just because those people, the ones that are actually in it, like doing well.
Oh yeah.
But the town of Oxford is cool, and I mean it's it's a quaint little college town, but
We had some drunk college bros sitting right near us from Ole Miss they were here last year.
Oh really?
Awful. Yeah, they were some of the
so
worst
that's the
fans I've ever
worst.
been around.
See, that's bad.
Yeah.
But anytime you get drunk college bros.
Oh, I've been that person. I was
Hey,
Citadel, and I was
hey, ready? I've been that person. I've been that person.
Oh yeah. Hey, thanks.
All right, welcome back in. And thanks as always to Ben Cato and the crew at Cato's for what they do for us. Somebody's been out here cutting this at Pratt. I don't know who it was. Could have been something that you got from Cato's. So make sure you stop in and see our friends at Cato's for everything you need. In fact, now through October 31st, 25% off all shop labor on service and repair work at Cato's. So if you need something done, now's a great time to get it done for the fall and beyond. Congratulations to Link.
Link nailed it, man.
Link just stopped by, and I even asked him just as a bonus question if he got anything other than pride, but he knew that it was Lake Mitchell's at Noah Whiteside on a little skinny post, 49-yard route. I said, "You remember how far it was?" He goes, "Was it 45?" It was close. You almost nailed it. But that was the first touchdown of the Spurrier era. So Link is out to Price. Link, man. All right. What do you got? We didn't do J or Nay yesterday.
Yeah.
So you need to have like 10 questions.
And I forgot to give Ed Bird the music. If you want to find some one of the hotkeys there, Ed Bird, there's some game show music. Feel free. I forgot to give you
You'll see Match Game and Price is Right, Ed.
Dating Game.
Yeah.
That's on me, Ed. I'm too busy sitting around here like a goober.
It's on one of those screens. You're up near the top. But it's fun if you want to play Match.
All right. So,
But in the meantime,
Jay or nay? Because remember yesterday, the talk was that Seth Emerson said two coaches could be leaving, not being fired, but leave for other
depart
jobs.
on their own.
So I'm going to go Jay or nay through the SEC, and you give me your thought of could any of these coaches be one of the two that depart on their own? Maybe you'll surprise me. Easy no-brainers to start. Lane Kiffin.
Jay.
Mike Elko. Kalen DeBoer. Brady, this will be a tough one for you. Pretty smart. Here, let me throw you one. Brian Kelly. If he has to pay only $2 million to get away from LSU.
They might fire him.
I was just wondering, does he
They're
just?
not going to fire him.
I mean, if you're him, you have a pretty good gig, right? Yeah. Okay. Jay or nay? Josh Heupel, Tennessee.
Heupel gets interesting if Oklahoma were to open up, but that's the only one. And I don't know that he's their first choice. There's obvious reasons as to why they would want him. And that he went there. For those who don't know that, I don't want to be.
That breakup was not good, man.
No, but neither was the one with Venables, really.
Right. You can mend those fences.
And $10 million a year goes a long way.
Mend my fence. How about you?
Yeah, put a little gauze on that wound. So Heupel, I would say Jay, but in a very, very, very limited capacity. And I would doubt he's got a good gig.
A couple here are kind of no-brainers. Steve Sarkisian at Texas. Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri. Mm-hmm. Brent Venables at Oklahoma.
Departing on his own?
Departing on his own. I agree. Would not do that. Clark Lee at Vanderbilt.
That one's also interesting. I lean nay. Because, again, born and raised in Nashville and graduated from Vandy with both a bachelor's and a master's, and now he's their head football coach and they're spending money. So I'm going to lean nay, but if one of the big uns were to be interested, I certainly, if I'm him, I've at least got to listen to what they have.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to listen.
Because I think they would, because I've heard a lot of people talking about him, Terry, and they say a lot of things like they do with Coach Saban. This is a man that you might want to lead your multi-million-dollar business organization. This is someone who knows how to lead people and be successful with people. not just as a football coach. So something to think about.
Last one, Shane Beamer, South Carolina.
Well, again, like Heupel, I would very much lean nay.
And now he's their head football coach, and they're spending money.
If Virginia, look, I think Shane doesn't really need to be told about what Virginia Tech has to offer or what another couple $100 million can do in terms of athletic budget. I don't think Shane's going to leave for
I don't either.
but he's not going to leave. And I've heard some Oklahoma folks say they'd like it.
They say a lot of things like they do with Coach Saban.
I'm going to lean nay on that one, but I won't be surprised if there's interest.
I would be either. I would not be either. I do not disagree with you, sir.
But yeah, I do. I laughed about Kirby because I absolutely expect Kirby to replace Matt Campbell at Iowa State.
You're going Iowa State. Oh, I forgot Billy Napier and Hugh Freeze. Are they going to leave on their own?
They're not going to have to worry about it. We have our buddy Carl over here who also doesn't sometimes get my sorry. Don't worry, Georgia folks. Kirby ain't going out. Headlines coming up.
And I've heard some Oklahoma folks say they'd like it. I'm going to lean nay on that one, but I won't be surprised if there's interest. I don't need it. So yeah, I do.
Maybe on Sunday I'm using my integrated media system to watch somebody's press conference. Some AD that said, "Yeah, we finally had to do it." I hope not. I don't ever want anybody to lose their jobs. Instead, I'd rather be watching, that early London game that we got. There's another London game this weekend, or whatever on. Those other professional football channels, or tomorrow's college football, and everything else that's going on. Do it all better than ever with integrated media. They make house calls, and now's a fantastic time to get your system either built from the ground up, upgraded with the latest equipment. Maybe you're moving. They can help you get all your stuff packaged up properly, reinstalled effectively, so you don't have any issues whatsoever. Maybe now you're doing more streaming than ever before when it comes to your entertainment, your gaming, etc. They can help you out with commercial grade Wi-Fi built for the home. All those things and so much more. 803-948-8327. Work with integrated media.
Scary numbers, but together we can make our roadways safer. Whether you drive, ride, bike, or walk, please share the road safely. A message from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
At Kroger, we know that to-do lists never quit. And sometimes all those to-dos can get in the way of spending time with the ones you love. Same-day pickup and delivery from Kroger is such a game changer. You can easily shop the same great prices and quality as you get in store. And they'll bring your groceries right to you.
Ed Bird in the news. Excuse me. I will ask you for number 7. Keys to the game. That'll be the only one, so I'll just say here's Shane with his keys to the game. And I'm sorry about the live read, man. We were sitting here talking, but we have the monitor out here so I could hear, and I guess I just somehow missed the live. I hate, that's one reason. I wish that guy in Birmingham wouldn't put live reads in that 45 stop set, man, because they're buried in the middle. They shouldn't, and I've Terry agrees, but for whatever reason, a couple of times a week they do that, and it's really annoying. It's the wrong place for it. Because again, they vary. If you want me to do it, if you want a live read, then we need to do live reads the way we do live reads. But why have it make sense for the proper on-air product?
Time is the one thing you can't get back. So spend it wisely by investing in your goals and future. Every moment learning this college takes you closer to a career that makes you proud. Visit us online at miller-mott.edu. That's miller-mott.edu.
Sorry, I'll say, never mind, Ed, here he comes.
Over 100 fatalities.
No, he's back.
Over a dozen will be on bicycles.
Oh, because of the PSAs.
70 will be pedestrians.
Yeah, those PSAs. That's another thing they're doing. I don't know why those PSAs get put in.
Did that happen again? That PSA thing happen again?
There's no room for traffic.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, no, you don't. There's a sounder.
So they dump out the traffic?
Well, again, because who puts it? I don't know why those PSAs.
For some reason, you know what happens? There's something going on. We use these special clocks, and I don't know what it is. And I've even looked, and I can't find it. Something is going on that there's something screwed up for Spurs. I got to go back. I've looked at the timing and everything. I don't get what's going on here. It's weird. It's just very weird. I don't know. Yeah, I blame you. Yes. Oh, the fail safes. Ed put those in.
All right, it is 5 o'clock news time on this Friday. It's also the final hour of the post-game show alongside Terry Ford. I'm Jay Phillips. We are live today in the street corner of Washington. Come say hey. Terry just got some of that grilled chicken. We got beer on the house from Savage Craft, plus some other varieties that are out here for you. Chance to win a fantastic, amazing Coyote grill. And again, these are not the $49 grill you get at the drugstore.
No, it's not.
That's all I'm gonna tell you about that.
It's pretty nice. I tell you what, you roll that thing into the tailgate. Yeah, buddy. Just saying.
You better make sure you lock that sucker down. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
You ain't wrong.
Speaking of the tailgate, it all gets going early tomorrow morning. South Carolina and Oklahoma kicking at 12:45. Remember, the fair is in town, so you will be making it. Might not even be a brunch tailgate, man. It might be a straight up breakfast tailgate. But nevertheless, Gamecocks are now back to 4.5-point underdogs to Oklahoma. And whatever went into the simulators, but it is a fact. Carolina went from a 45% chance to the game to a 45.1% chance to win. Don't know what happened. That's a couple more wins of a 10,000 simulation from the way I understand it. But anyway, regardless, there's a lot going on tomorrow. Here's Shane Bieber from last night's Carolina Calls with what he sees as Carolina's biggest keys for tomorrow's opportunity.
Speaking of the tailgate, it all gets going early tomorrow morning. South Carolina and Oklahoma kicking at 12:45. And remember, the fair is in town, so you will be making it. It might not even be a brunch tailgate, man. It might be a straight-up breakfast tailgate. But Gamecocks are now back to 4.5-point home underdogs to Oklahoma. And again, whatever went into the simulators last night, South Carolina, I kid a little bit, but it is a fact. Carolina went from a 45% chance to win the game to a 45.1% chance to win the game. Again, you all know what happened. It's a couple more wins of a 10,000 simulation from the way I understand it. But anyway, regardless, there's a lot going on tomorrow. Here's Shane Bieber from last night's Carolina Calls with what he sees as Carolina's biggest keys for tomorrow's opportunity.
Yeah, I said this in the press conference the other day, and I certainly want to say it now, but thanks to all of our fans that were down there in Baton Rouge. It was awesome. All the guys in black on the lower level during pregame warm-ups, I looked up in the upper deck and saw just a sea of black on the upper deck, which, as you know, is way up there. So appreciate them. We stayed right there on the interstate, as you know, and every time I looked out my window, I saw cars on the interstate with Gamecock flags headed towards campus because I could see the stadium from my window. So thanks to everyone that made that trip. It means a lot, and I wish we had gotten that win for you. Having said that, that's one of the keys is we need a rocking atmosphere on Saturday. This is their first.
All right, so
Get lubed up,
key
man.
to the game, turnover battle, victory, get lubed up. There it is. But he's right. But seriously, and I'm glad he said that.
They get lubed up?
No, well, yes, I am glad about that too. But seriously, when it comes to the traffic tomorrow, don't complain. All right, the State Fair and a Carolina football home game have happened every year for decades.
Yeah.
Decades and decades and decades.
It's been going on for a long
So
time.
there really isn't. I mean,
Look, is it? I got caught in it.
knowing
my first year.
knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, you know it. And look, no one's going to say it doesn't suck. Of course it does. It's miserable, but this is what happens. And as soon as you see a home game on the schedule for Fair Week, you know what's up.
Yeah.
And I told you a story. We were doing a pregame show at Twin Peaks, Heath Klein and I, and I didn't understand just how bad this traffic was. So we have 3 hours from the end of local pregame to kickoff, right? So I figured I'll go make a stop here or there, whatever, and then about an hour and a half before kickoff, I'll take off. Plenty of time to get from downtown Columbia. I did not. Guess how far I got? Guess who watched the game from his office when he got out of the traffic jam and turned around and came back? So yeah, it's tough, man. I've heard stories of people running out of gas, waiting to get out of there or go home. So no one's saying it doesn't stink, but you know this is the week. What's going to? You know it's going to stink, right? You know it's coming.
I am curious. Well, I'm not thinking about it yet too much. I'm curious as to why you thought you would have.
I didn't. I thought an hour and a half was going to be plenty, man. And guess what?
It is plenty as long as it's 2 hours before the hour and a half. It is.
Oh man,
listen. One time at Clemson game, I've told the story before. We left 5 hours before. I typically would leave 4 hours before. We left 5 hours before, and I still missed the bulk of our pregame.
It's insane.
So and that wasn't the fair. That's
right.
But again, with Clemson, is what I've said.
Yeah.
At a Clemson game, you got 20 to 30.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like that same vibe. Yeah. Not obviously the vibe of the fair, but still, that's the closest to that vibe outside the fair. Clemson.
Well, because there's people again. There's like 25,000 whatever that couldn't care less about having a ticket.
No,
they just want to be
congregate
down there.
Absolutely.
So, there you go. We'll have more from Shane coming up in just a little bit. Continuing our integrated media headlines of the day, the Big Ten. You've heard a lot of the stories in the last couple of weeks discussing a potential infusion of cash, not just an infusion, but potentially a $2 billion infusion of cash. Has decided at this point not to vote on the deal. They had a conference call yesterday of all of the league's presidents and chancellors. That's 18 leaders. No vote was taken because, as we've reported, and the Big Ten is admitting without admitting it, we're not going to call this vote until we know this vote is going to be 18-0. The University of Michigan and one of its regents, Jordan Acker, were very openly and publicly critical. In fact, a regent named Mark Bernstein, their regents are like trustees, dubbed it a payday. I mean, went straight at him and called it a payday.
That's fantastic. If you stop and think about it for a second, Jeff.
I mean, I get it, dude. I listen.
He off base style. It's a gigantic payday loan, but I get where he's going, don't you? I do, man.
I do. And instead, you know, the Big Ten, at least those in support, continue to cling to the notion that the entity that is giving them money, which is it's hard to believe, but it's the University of California Pension Fund, which is massive, wants to give them $2 billion. And in exchange for that, they will get 10% of Big Ten revenue for the next 20 years. Whatever that number is, that's their return on investment. A 10% return on investment over 20 years. And as revenues go up, or as new TV deals or streaming deals or marketing deals of any kind come around, that's what they're going to get. And basically, Michigan's folks are saying, look, there's legislation in Congress that's pending that could alter the amount of expenditure that schools are going to go through. There are potentially other things that are out there that they could make us more money in the interim. Why are we rushing to do this? And one of them made an analogy about the ACC's, near 20-year grant of rights, Terry, and I think it was a 20-year grant, and said, and then look at them. Within 10 years, they were suing each other.
That's my thing about this. When we were yipping about this earlier this morning, I think that's a focus. Okay, I'm going to play president of one of these universities. I don't want to extend a 20-year grant of rights. And it's no offense to my brethren. We don't know where the hell this thing's going to be in 5 years, much less 20. And I don't want to be the ACC. And so I would not look, if no matter who in this crazy world of college football right now, or college athletics, there is no bleeping way I'm doing anything more than 5 years when it comes to anything regarding a grant of rights / TV deals and stuff like that, because I don't know what this thing's going to be like, and I don't want to get locked into something that even in the short term, Jay, can screw me up.
Yeah, and I know there are some who say that the Big Ten's not the ACC. I don't disagree.
Well, the ACC wasn't the ACC years ago, to be fair, right?
You made the point about, hey, Maryland left, who else might leave? Because the ACC does have some attractive schools. But I just, again, patience could be a big thing here. Will they ultimately do this? Probably, because it does feel like maybe only 2 or 3 schools are against this. Ohio State, from what I have read, still has some reservations, but the 2 most public voices against this for now have been Michigan and Southern California. But that's Michigan and Southern California. That's not just these are brands,
gigantic brands. And look, if you're Michigan and Southern California, I mean, that, from your perspective, you're like, well, wait a minute now. If we get into this whole thing, so we can make Rutgers and Maryland and Minnesota feel good. You understand that? You know who we? That's when you walk in the room and go like this. You know who we are, right?
Yeah.
And why you could be limiting yourself if you're Ohio State, Michigan, Southern Cal, Penn State, even in this conversation to a lesser degree, but still. Why would you shut a door and lock it on yourself when you don't know where this thing's going to go down the road, and you could be losing money before it's all said and done.
Again, I get it when people look at it and go, "Hey, man, we're getting ready to get $100 million." Well, at what cost?
And that's the thing, because you and I were joking today. Nobody that has a lot of money that gives you a lot of money does it without having a voice in what you're doing. So
to think that the University of California pension is just going to go, hey, seriously, do whatever you want with it, and if you pay us back, that's cool. If 10% of it only ends up being like $30 million because everything went south, we'll be fine.
We're here for you.
Yeah, and then can you imagine how the pension fund gets sued and how that goes down? That's good. Where did they get that kind of
a pension fund?
And you know what?
Hey, I'd hire the guy that runs the pension fund.
You know what you need to buy into? Hey, go get some serious
do whatever you want with it. And
if you think that's more stable than the college athletic stock? I don't disagree with you, man.
Just buy Con Ed or whatever it is out that way. Anyway, we'll see how that will go. But no vote taken and none planned at this point in the near-term future. Bengals last night, 33-31 winners over the Steelers, and a good one tonight in college football. We've got 2 interesting games. Louisville will travel to Miami. Canes are big favorites in that one. And Nebraska goes to the Twin Cities to take on the Gophers.
These are 2 interesting games.
Let's see what the spread on that is. You know the spread on the Nebraska?
That game's in Minnesota, right? I think Nebraska's a 2-point favorite, maybe 2.5, 1.5.
Put up 7.
Nebraska 7.5. Wow.
Let's see what the Louisville line has changed.
Miami was a big favorite. Yeah. I'll say this, both these games. I said this to you earlier. This is the kind of game, traditionally, Mario Cristobal trips over himself, his teams. You know, because you're heavily favored against a good Louisville is a good football team. And Jeff Bromwell's done a hell of a job there. So this isn't just, some cupcake. And the game's at Louisville. I can picture a Miami slow start, a back pick or two, and all of a sudden, guess what? You're in a fight. And Mario Cristobal, I'm going to say this as nice as I can. Not Stephen Hawking when it comes to in-game strategic adjustments and decisions. Is that a nice way to put it? And the other one, too, look, Row the Boat's throwing the ball? Do you know Row the Boat has a young quarterback, that kid Lindsey, and they're actually rediscovered the forward pass at Minnesota?
How about that?
Now, again, this feels like a setup that possibly Nebraska could trip and fall. Because, Row the Boat gets one of these every year.
Did I see right that Matt Rule's only like 2-22 against ranked teams?
Not good.
Not the Minnesota ranked.
And Reading, Nebraska, not very good against ranked teams in the last, God knows how many years. Sure they do. Because, he played there. Him and the AD go yachting together and, good old stuff like that. Yeah, that's a guy you hire.
That's our integrated media headlines of the day. 803-948-8327. For all your home theater needs, call our friends at Integrated Media. We're back with the Gamecock notebook and a special visitor. Well, it's the book.
You want to try one of these?
You or me, Men's Clinic.
All right, Ed, I'm here.
Visitor from the great beyond. Be careful with these two things or three things because I'm telling you, I'm 95%. No, I haven't yet, but I'm 95% sure that they're 100% fired. I've seen a CSI. Since you don't have on anything, that's right. Yeah, I don't want your feet to turn into like this big. I got a pedicure yesterday. So
Stop by for great things from Coyote Grill. Expensive salads, craft beer, wines, all show
Men's Clinic of South Carolina. And they say it now on the website. You can go to the Men's Clinic and check out the website. It's about getting your prime back. Getting it back, you being you again. You're getting older, I get it, but, some of the problems you're having could just be low testosterone, whether it's, just a lack of drive, life. You're just not as strong in the gym. You don't bounce back from workouts like you used to when you're sore and you're not sleeping and you got to put reminders all over your phone because you can't remember anything anymore. All that could be just low testosterone. There's one way to find out. Call 803-875-MENS. Set up an appointment. It's free. It's confidential. Go and see Dr. Dan and the crew. Tell them what's going on with you. And if they do think it's low T after some lab work, they'll put you on a program to make you feel like you again. Personalized program at the Men's Clinic of South Carolina. Good deal, bud.
You gotta stay with the heart, man. Why would you let a man go 16 plays without him after he don't run a good show?
It was very Marcus. That's what Saturday personnel on field. Next play. Yes. And he gets because he was so. Yeah. Well, they said he. I mean, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Like he was serious.
I can imagine that.
He like great training panels.
You on camera eating the wing?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Great wings. And that's why, and you notice it with like Rule having to do from what I heard, the same exact thing is why.
Nice.
And think Matt calls a lot more things for himself than that Sat was doing.
Besides tomorrow.
Was like Sat, you need to sit down. Yeah, you're not he's not an inside coordinator. He's not an Indian. He's just he freaks out. He blocks in and he just like freaks out.
Well, I think Shula is a bad play caller off the script.
Yeah.
Just he's not instinctive.
You gotta be instinctive.
Yeah, and he's
You gotta be aware. You gotta have self-awareness.
Do you want to? Hey, nobody. If you want to go grab one of those tailgate chairs, hell yeah, just bring it.
No, all the good play callers are
I
instinctive.
have not. Is it over there?
They're all
Oh,
instinctive.
the guy's got the
You can
gig.
feel-
He'll
you
pour
can
you one.
feel it.
Savage, dude.
You, and that's what it is. You can feel it. You
And
know.
see, with,
This is what I said.
I was ever a play caller.
Position it, coach. Because
Me,
you have to convince
and I
him
know
that you
what I got.
He understood. And I felt
I'm gonna. I would rotate, but I'll rotate in a certain way where I'll teach the defense. Yes.
I think some of these guys get so caught up in their damn Denny's menu that they don't just take a step back and look at what's going on. It's dumb. That's how you lose, like Fuller. You lose Fuller because, okay, I got to get this guy in here, and this guy's here, and this guy plays for this. And sometimes you got to go, screw it. That dude just ran 72 yards for a touchdown. We'll put his ass back in the game.
The job site guarantees everyone on the same page. Experience the CHW difference for yourself. Go to CHW.
They don't
Just
think
like
that way.
with the quarterback.
Mhm.
If you got a 2 quarterback system, you give me 2 quarterbacks that first series, and then you see who has the hot hand. You stay with that one quarterback that has the hot hand.
Absolutely. You got to recognize what's going on.
Like I said, I like sweet trap. Sweet trap. Until they stop it. If they stop it, then I go to something else. I get you.
All right, we're back at Kreger Showrooms in the Vista. Jay and Terry with you. Corner of Gasson in Washington. Come out. Elijah's here. He just got himself a little something from Savage Trap. They've got their Pilsner out here. And we've got Terry's eating smoked chicken wings off the Coyote Grill. We got burgers. Carlton, what you have? You have a burger?
Yeah, I have
a burger. There's, for those of you, Terry is not one, but if you enjoy a delicious grilled vegetable, they've got
They got
onions, asparagus, mushrooms. I love grilled
asparagus. Now, again, you know me, I typically have an aversion to vegetables. Asparagus isn't bad. I can do asparagus. I'm okay with asparagus. Not.
So then really,
I'm doing chicken, and then I'm going to go have dessert.
but not even though
Is
you like
asparagus a dessert?
No, but if you like asparagus, it is delicious.
Because it's going to take away from the room I have for the desserts. Remember, I love desserts. I wish they were healthy. I love them. I wish desserts were
have a healthy dessert if you eat, say.
No, see, you're ruining my mood.
You can sprinkle a tiny little bit of sugar or honey.
I do like fruit. To be fair, I do like fruit. If somebody else is cutting it all up for me, I do like fruit. I can do fruit. I do. I really do. Honestly, I can sit down and knock down some strawberries, some grapes, some watermelons, some cantaloupe, I can do all sorts of stuff. I'm good with that. After I have cake and
Strawberries
cookies.
are fresh, like those. I mean, the free plug Cobble Farms folks, when those South Carolina strawberries are fresh, I'm shoving.
They're good.
Anyway, let's get back into it. Shane Beamer played this one earlier, but some of you may have missed it. Ed Bird, cut number 1 on our list today, please. Shane starts this one off with just, making everybody understand how difficult change can be, and then some of what is expected now that Sean Elliott takes over from Money.
Free plug Cobble Farms folks, for those South Carolina strawberries are fresh. Shove them. Anyway, let's get back into it. Shane Beamer played this one earlier, but some of you may have missed it. Ed Bird, cut number 1 on our list today, please. Shane starts this one off, which is, making everybody understand how difficult the change can be, and then some of what is expected now that Sean Elliott takes over from that team.
Yeah, no, you're right. Really hard thing to do. You're talking about people, human beings, and families that are involved in this process, and it's really, really hard. There's no question about it. He's a really good football coach. He's a great recruiter. He's a great person. And when you're in a leadership position, sometimes you have to make decisions that negatively impact people you care about. Ultimately, I know that my responsibility is to the football program, and that there's people in our program and Gamecocks everywhere that are looking to me to do things to get this program and the team this year where we need it to be. And felt like that was a change that I needed to make. Saturday night, Sunday was a long day as you go throughout that process. But, our players and how they responded, we talked about it. Change is not easy.
The number one thing we've heard about Sean Elliott's direct involvement this week is that he is just more active in practice with these guys, a little more in your face. And that's Sean's style. There will certainly, Terry, be some schematic tweaks that he helps in terms of what Mike Shula, Markel Blackwell are trying to do with the run game, which has already been part of his MO already. And we've talked a lot. Look, the number one most correctable is, and you've been saying it. I know it sounds funny when we say it. Hey, if the count is 3, then everybody needs to go on 3. On 3, everybody.
Not 2, not 1, not 2.5.
And
it's all going 3.
But at the same time, too, what tiny tweaks tomorrow? Because I don't think wholesale change should be expected from anyone, whether it's internally with the ball club or the fan base. But what can you do to at least shore up some of the pass pro? And again, a theme that you and I have had today is making Lenoris comfortable, which makes Lenoris happy. It feels like Lenoris hasn't been happy. And at some point, that's got to change. And he can do some of those things himself. But what can be done around him? Heard Kel talk on one of his shows earlier in the week, that it is so much still for South Carolina about the supporting cast. That a quarterback can only go so far by himself. And I think you made a good point earlier, too. Are there things that, and Jordan brought this up as well, are there things that he's being asked to do or that he's trying to do that don't free up his mind to be more in control? You made a great point. This is the first time in his life where he hasn't been, because for most of last season he was.
I mean, remember the Old Dominion game, right? And he struggled throwing the ball in the Old Dominion game. He ran it 50 times. Remember, he came out. Remember the social media. You know how this is. You get the people on the crazy edge. Oh, he sucks. Oh, yeah, blah 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 blah.
I love social media.
And ready. And remember though,
everybody's totally chill.
Didn't he look at it and then what was it? I forget which coach it was. Was it Loggins? I said, dude, don't look at this. But remember, Lenoris was like, it bugged him, right? Because he didn't play to the level he wanted to play. So we got a little insight of him early. Then obviously he took off on that 6-game heater and he did Lenoris things. And he was back in high school against South Florence, right? Doing whatever he wanted, and nobody could stop him. So when you get to that, like anything, guys, in any level of anything in life, you go up ladders, right? For achievement and everything. So if you're the Milo North, okay, I've got the ladder. I went through last year was the climb of the ladder. I'm good now, right? I don't have to climb the ladder anymore. Well, guess what? Right. Now you back down that stupid chute.
Remember that, the long one?
And you had to go right
back
up
that
again. But that's what it's at. That's another part of this too. Is you thought you'd ace this now. Now you're going to come back in your second year as a starter, ball out even more, carry this team, put up numbers, do fantastic things that are going to be all over SportsCenter. And guess what? It hasn't happened. So now you're like, wait a minute. I thought I got past all this. I'm back in it again, but I've been back in it again for a half a season, and I shouldn't be going through this. So I mean, add that to the layer too, because you thought this was over, right? And now you're back into this. So that might be part of what you're talking about with the happy and the comfortable and everything.
Elijah Campbell's with us. Shoots and ladders or Candyland?
Shoots and ladders.
Oh, dude, shoots and ladders.
It's just swing of human emotion you go through playing shoots and ladders.
Candyland.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
I mean, to me,
does have, when you go down that long shoot,
Yeah, man.
But you know what? You get that big tall ladder.
Oh, that's a momentum changer.
And, you know, the only time I ever played Candyland, there was this girl, Rhonda Red, in my neighborhood I really liked. She liked Candyland, and so I'd play Candyland with her. You know, trying to work it. Trying to work it, man. I was 11. I was trying to work it. I tried to work it. I played Candyland with Rhonda Red, man. I was in.
I was going to say that's totally innuendo filled. Please, since you're 11 years old, I'm like, okay, I can take
Hey,
that
Randy,
face value now.
Would have been
I
funny
can
if I
take
went
that
like
face
this, Elijah.
value.
I was 35. I was playing Candyland
Well,
with
that's what I
Rhonda
was
Red.
expecting, actually. I assumed 35.
It started with, you know, Candyland, and we ended up with another great Milton Bradley game called Spin the Bottle. Anybody ever heard of that great Milton Bradley game?
Ah, they trademarked that one. Yeah, good for them.
I love Phillips.
No, I just read these are on.
What's more red, his shirt or his face?
Oh, hey, you missed it yesterday. Glenn got him yesterday. Brian Glenn got him.
Oh, yes.
We can't repeat that.
Attaboy, Brian Glenn.
Remember that was the Irish thing?
Oh, yeah.
Brian Glenn got him yesterday.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. And then we go to break, and Glenn goes,
Like these are.
yeah, Brian, we got to break. Guy goes, is that too much? Did I go too far?
These are live mics.
Anyway, Saturday.
So there you go. Yeah, Saturday, Carolina and Oklahoma. In the meantime, Friday, right now, the three of us need two of you to participate on this live radio program as we play the Wild Card Showdown. 803-404-6100. 803-404-6100. Edward will get two of you on board. And we'll see if we can get back on a winning streak because it ended last week.
We're blaming you, Elijah.
Yeah, we should be the one.
We're blaming you, Elijah.
Bad beat for Alabama, too. You know what? That's the process was correct. The result was just not what we wanted.
803-404-6100. The Wild Card Showdown is
803-404-6100. Edward will get two of you on board. And we'll see if we can get
Hey, how you doing, man?
because it ended last week.
See what everybody looks like. Actually, I met Terry in Peaks a year and a half ago when they were doing the
basketball.
Yeah, basketball. I drew Marquette. They made a run. I think you were out there with Tyler.
Yep.
We're giving out indeed brought to you by Triple A. I'll tell you more about them right now. Through the end of the year,
because I heard your talk.
have extended
That's the word on the street.
Yeah, I'm Mike.
Hey, Mike,
take advantage of this.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
I got a taxi, so I listen to you
No
guys
payments or interest for a whole year.
pretty much all day.
$100
Y'all be set off. Sometime in the morning, I try to listen to Jonathan and Kelly at about 10. See what they're into.
The kids, they were very happy about that.
COS because they always got something going on.
So if it's time for something like that for you, take advantage of it. Maybe just a quick repair or
over there. Have
inspection on
one.
your
Feel
heat.
free. They got some food.
I had something on the way. They got food up at the station.
Oh, that's right.
Whatever it is that you use
Yeah, I
to
tried.
stay warm.
It's pretty good.
803-677-1500.
They make
Quick
them look like
repair,
this.
brand new systems, anything in between. Do what I've done, and many of your friends and neighbors work with the great people at AAA Heating.
Yeah, this place, you wouldn't even know it was here if you didn't hear it. So. Good to see y'all. Appreciate it. So that's Jay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do a live read there.
That's all right.
And you are?
I'm Mike. Mike Mitchell. I live in Lexington.
Okay.
I've called in a few times when you and Elijah were together.
Gotcha.
About something. I don't know what it was.
Man, I can't remember what I did yesterday, so
It was something.
I have the memory of a
It was
goldfish.
something that went on, and you guys were talking about had you ever done that, and I called and said, "Yeah, let me tell you what happened." So I can't remember.
we had a few of those kind of things.
Oh, wasn't it a ask somebody to marry you and what happened?
Yeah.
I took him to the 50-yard line at Clemson.
Yes.
And that's back when Coach Hatfield was there because I used to do a lot of chapels for him. I took her out there, got on, and who knows why the daggum stadium was open in July.
You know what? Back then, it was always
today when I work
for the
there.
most part, you can always go. They don't
We
care.
walked at 50-yard line. She said, "What's going on with this?" And I said, "Well, I figured I'd bring you to a sacred spot." I got on a knee and asked her to marry me. She said, "I can't say yes. I got to get.
I remember,
I got to get the blessing from my mom." I said, "Well, that ain't fixing to happen this side of heaven."
I remember that now. Yeah,
And you're like, yeah, that's game over.
Because like, her
we actually were staying with Wally A. Wally was the defensive coordinator. He played at Maryland,
right?
And he was Hatfield's defensive coordinator,
right?
And I'd met him through the NCAA event. And anyway, I went to see her mom, and her mom said, "No, I want you." I said, "Well, look," I said, "I don't like you anyway." You know,
I remember that.
And we didn't get married.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, then that's probably for the best.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. You know, I'd have had to live with her mom.
All right, Edward, you got anybody yet? You missed it. Look at this way.
I'm gonna go, man. So you in the mornings now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
What time are you having to get up?
So that first alarm goes off about 4:15 every morning. And there's about a 15-minute self-loathing period until my feet hit the floor, and then I'm like, okay.
What time do you have to be in?
Oh boy, Terry's not here. I don't have it, Ed. I'll just make.
Mostly because like there's a couple last minutes, so when I had a phone.
All right, Ford usually does the traffic, but he's too busy stuffing his face over by the grills. So I'm trying to wave at it, but he ain't.
I work all night.
Listen, from what I understand, traffic isn't as bad as you might think. It is around the Bear area there, so don't panic. You know, but if you're trying to get to the fair, whether it's coming off the interstate on the south side down there by Eastwood and up Bluff Road, through downtown on Assembly, just be patient. Being out of town, not as bad as it typically could be on a Friday. And some downtown traffic too, which is a lot of people on Friday night. I'm here in Columbia, so other than that, just be patient.
Leon and
they're gonna blame Jay.
Going to the fair tonight, so are about 100,000 for like. So
2 years.
Have fun. Buy me a corn dog.
Soon over. And now the guy that watched 57's won in 2 years.
Yeah, I was saying, can you take? Well, never mind. I was gonna say take this sounder out, but it's fine. And you have the wild card music, Ed. You know where that is, right?
But Jonathan had won it before.
Yep.
And they build that thing up. You know, Kelly does all the commercials for JT.
All right, don't sweat it. It's not wild card showdown time, it is wild card showdown time. Not drive around the SEC.
Fine work by you on the track.
We did that earlier.
I was distracted.
I'll hear you sometime on the radio. We see these guys, the Godfather, the Godfather Sports Radio right here.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, Ed Bird, cue the band. Elijah is here. And we will play this week's edition
Do it.
of the Wild Card Showdown. Taylor and Paulie are our participants. Paulie, happy Friday, man. How you doing? We're doing well, man. We're outside. We got some food on the grill. We got some free beer. I mean, come on, man.
You
know, Taylor, how you doing?
2 words free beer.
We're doing great, buddy. We're doing great. Like you said, free beer and free food off a grill. Hey, come on.
That's how I got here.
Yeah, I don't even know what else is there. They give it money away. You know, I don't even need one.
I was gonna say
free beer and free food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk any other square inch of this place.
Let's do it, guys. 4 games against the spread for each of us. Wild card game for the 5 of us. Find a way to beat 2 of us and the other guy, and we will hook you up with a 1075 a game craft beer card, of which Savage Craft and many others are a part. So there's something to think about right there. And again, of 7 weeks, 5 times we've had a listener win, which means only 2 times as the staff won. That's not a very good record.
I love it.
Elijah currently 18-17. Terry is 16-19. I am 15-20. So Elijah at least is above 500. Taylor, I'm going to start with you. Georgia hosting Mississippi tomorrow afternoon. Bulldogs 7.5-point favorites. Who you like? Let's do it, guys. 4 games. Ole Miss. All right, Paulie, same game. Oh, well, you don't have to. You don't want to. He thinks he has to.
I love the conviction.
Yeah, it's almost.
His football mind is compelling him to do so, and I appreciate that.
Against his will.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do.
Well, you never think you have to. You just be able to. Watch him.
Ole Miss covers, Georgia wins.
Ole Miss, Terry Ford.
Ole Miss covers, Georgia wins.
Well, I will be the guy on an island I suppose. I feel like this is the one where Kirby figures it out in the first half, and then the Georgia defense still plays well in the second half. Give me Georgia by 10. I'll take Georgia to cover the spread. Notre Dame hosting Southern California. 9.5-point favorites are the Irish. Paulie, I'll start with you. There it is. See, that was more conviction that time. There it is.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he stopped. Notre Dame to cover that spread. Taylor. Notre Dame to cover the spread. Terry Ford.
Run it by me again. Notre Dame.
9.5 in South Bend.
I am going to take Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
That's CJ Carr.
Cover the spread.
Carr's the real deal.
He is, man.
I've been backing and forth, and I was watching Dan Patrick. They've had all kinds of people on about this game. They're making it a big deal. It's sort of an elimination game for Notre Dame for the playoff. Southern Cal just to kind of stay afloat because they still got Oregon. I think Notre Dame's just better.
I think the Southern Cal defense will be a problem.
I think
Notre Dame will kill it.
Well, here's why
Notre
Southern
Dame's
Cal's
gonna
defense is
destroy
a problem, Terry. They don't have one. Latch Campbell.
I think Southern Cal backdoor covers this thing. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Jaden Mayava is one of those guys that if they were a top 20 team in the country, he'd be number one in Heisman.
You know,
your point is one Andy Staples made, backdoor cover, because Andy is so on the over of this game.
Oh, it's going to be an over. Absolutely.
And then he's like, that's one where somebody late is trying and they do something crazy and they get you that backdoor
80-yard touchdown pass to Mekhi Lemon, who Blitnikoff Award winner, front runner.
By the way, do you know who
Cal's
leads the
offense
nation
is
in QBR?
Jay Mava.
Southern Cal.
He can sling the
He
rock.
can sling it.
Him and CJ Carr can both.
All right, to the NFL, guys. Elijah, I'll start with you. Philadelphia Eagles, 2.5-point favorites against Minnesota. Ooh.
Give me the Birds to cover.
Eagles on the road. All right, there's that one. Taylor.
Your point is one Andy Staples made. Backdoor cover because Andy is
Minnesota. Terry Ford.
Philly's got to get right at some point. There's just too much talent there on offense. I'm going to take Philly. At some point this thing is going to get right. Oh, that too. If I pick against a girlfriend, bad things will happen to me in my sleep.
Paulie, that leaves you. Philadelphia, 2.5-point road favorites. All right, so
Paulie, my man.
There. Washington going to Dallas. The Commanders, 1.5-point road favorites. Terry Ford, I'll start.
You know what? The Commanders should cover this thing. They really should. Dallas is a mess. This is the kind of game the Cowboys will cover.
So you want Dallas?
Give me Dallas.
Oh, crap.
Give me Dallas. Because look, all the logic says Washington. That's why in games that make logic, Dallas is illogical. So I'll take Dallas.
After Washington, the way they played last week, I'm going to give Dallas one more chance. So I'm going to take Dallas.
Is this a wife thing?
To win. Oh God, I've been picking against
your wife. I mean, your wife isn't as violent as my girlfriend.
There's a violence discrepancy.
As far as you know.
Jay wears a lot of long sleeve shirts maybe for a reason.
Elijah Campbell.
Yeah, I think Dallas ends up winning this one. I think these teams will split this year, and I think this will be a home run.
Taylor.
The Commanders should cover this thing. They really
Dallas at home. And Paulie.
So you want Dallas?
Give me Dallas.
Oh, look at you.
Emotional.
That's a man disgusted by his team.
Thoroughly sick with what he sees.
So that's 4 Dallases and a Washington Island. Wild card time now. Taylor, you get Vanderbilt. 2.5-point favorites.
That's the toughest one.
At home
Sorry,
over
bud.
LSU.
That's a tough one, brother.
Elijah Campbell.
All right. See, I'll be honest. I don't think I know what y'all mean, but I think there's 2 more on here that are harder.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that really okay.
Yeah.
Tell us
Yeah.
which ones you think are harder when we get there.
All right. Let's see. Paulie, Alabama, 8.5-point home favorites over Tennessee on the 3rd Saturday game.
So that's 4 Dallases and a Washington Island. Wild card time now.
Tennessee to cover the 8.5.
Oh, I wanted that one.
All right. Elijah Campbell, you get what I think is the hardest game. Duke is a 1.5-point home favorite over Georgia Tech.
Run the ball. Give me Georgia Tech.
Gambling Rex says Elijah Campbell.
Stay undefeated.
That's right. I think they do.
Terry Ford, Utah, 3.5-point favorites at Brigham Young.
I get the Holy War.
Oh, lucky you.
I'll say this. I think, BYU's undefeated, freshman quarterback. I think Utah goes into Provo, and I'm taking Utah.
Utah to cover.
I'm taking Utah to cover.
That's the third hardest one. I think I got the second one. Texas Tech, 7.5-point favorites at Arizona State.
Levitt's playing, right?
He's playing.
Levitt's playing.
And I think Texas Tech is going to win.
Dude, with Texas Tech, man, I don't know how that's going to translate when they get if they make it to college football playoff, but their analytic deep dive numbers are sick.
Yeah,
Stop rate, number one in the country.
Sick numbers.
But I think that's an interesting one there because it's in Tempe. All right, finally, tiebreaker statistic. Back to the Vandy LSU game. I very simply want total offense for Diego Pavia against that Tiger team. Total offense, Diego Pavia against the LSU defense. And I will let Paul go first. 2-4-2. I'll go to you, Ford.
That's not the way this works. I always go last.
No, you don't always go last. Elijah gets to go last because he's in first place.
Okay, you were at Paulie went 242, 241 and a half. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go honestly 187. I think LSU shuts them down. They're quick, they're fast, they're athletic. I think Diego's gonna have a tough time.
I'm going in between you all, but not by too much. You know what? I'll give you a little bit of a cushion. 198. So you have a little bit in there. Taylor.
Taylor! Damn you, man!
Going low.
I want to redo mine. Taylor.
Elijah Campbell.
I'll go 213.
2-1-3. All right, guys, we are all locked in. Taylor, Paulie,
appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you
Seriously,
listening.
thanks a lot.
Putting up with us. And Paulie, I love your levels of conviction. I'm going to take those to heart. And we'll let you know on Monday, boys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, that's thank you all.
Right,
right back at you. Again, Elijah is 18 and 17, Terry 16 and 19, and I am 15 and 20 and 5.
Wow,
7
we're
weeks.
awful. We got one guy over 500 barely.
By a game.
Stink.
All right, we'll wrap it up with a little Jay versus the Internet. What's going on here? Now you can win a Coyote Grill from Kreger Showrooms. It's the post-game show.
We might get yeah, have Graham with his man person, his dog.
Oh, yeah.
I got to make fun of this.
How much time I got?
Couple minutes.
3 minutes.
That's 3 minutes.
I want to redo mine.
Why do we have such a long?
It's a long
Why do we
delay.
have a long delay?
It's a long delay.
All I'm thinking is,
Is that being streamed?
that's what I'm thinking. It's off the stream.
God, Alabama really screwed me. They had a 10 against Missouri, and I'm like, you know what? I got that one in the bag then. I got that
Well,
one in the bag.
the minute I picked against the Chiefs, I wanted to change it. The minute I picked Detroit, I wanted to change it. I don't know what I was thinking. You ever just brain fart? That brain fart and took Detroit, and I was like,
Well,
no.
I mean, Detroit's like the safest bet.
No, here's why I didn't think that. Kansas City had just come off a loss. Their record off a loss is phenomenal. They're in their dojo. I was like, what am I doing? I'm an idiot.
You immediately regret it. You say it out your mouth, and you're like, oh, I regret that. I wanted the Tennessee-Alabama game so bad, except Alabama's going to beat the living
That
shit
Tennessee
out of this.
secondary is awful.
I think
Ty
Alabama-
Simpson's going to throw for 400.
I have a terrible feeling that Alabama is going to beat them with a sledgehammer on Saturday.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
No, really. I just think, I told you, Tennessee's the only, we went over these numbers, the only defense in the SEC that's given up double-digit points in the second half of every game.
God, it's atrocious.
Dude, thank God Aguilar has been better than Nico or
I was going to say, Aguilar's been, him being good is why they're going to be 8, or maybe 9-3. 9-3, they get to play in the Citrus Bowl or whatever.
Their defense is better.
Or the ReliaQuest Bowl will probably be in the ReliaQuest Bowl or something like that.
Okay, how stupid is that fan base going to be if they're not in the playoffs?
I think for 9-3 and not in the playoff, they can live with it, given everything that happened in the spring and the recruiting classes they have coming in. Because they have some ridiculous recruiting classes. They're recruiting at a high level. I think that's gonna. I think that'll buy him.
You know what's ironic? The one reason I didn't think I would hire Josh Heupel because he's not a good recruiter. Some about that money. Some about that money helps recruit.
Something about the money in that athletic department. They'll always recruit well. That's the thing, like people like clamored over Butch Jones. He recruits so well, yeah, but he can't coach football.
Right. Now, at some point,
you have to be a football coach. Josh Heupel is a football coach.
That's
He's
my,
a good
that's my
football
line.
coach.
Teasley.
Yeah.
You didn't fire him because you're scared to lose his recruits. At some point, forget it. You can't coach.
And that's where the rub is, man. Yeah, guys who can actually coach football.
Exactly.
Anybody, like the recruiting differences are so marginal, man.
Hmm?
How do you get to use so much?
Oh, I mean, hey, Jeannie, I just throw
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, and then don't be afraid to go off that sheet.
If
you throw a little tight end lead
Way
pass,
too much time on the basketball court.
play.
Two of
How
them,
about
Calvin
go after
Grant.
go back? You do that together, both in the next possession. Do it till they stop it.
We really could.
Come
They,
We'll figure out something.
Oklahoma's defense is aggressive enough
At
to
the
where
same time.
they fight on certain fakes after you do it a couple times.
I'll let you.
Can we do it?
Have fun with it.
Do that all game. I think it's do that all game. They ran only about
Is it
only
good?
6 plays.
Plays are off. I used to eat the chicken to get to the dessert.
I play action all game. I mean, even though I think this is the one game that they're probably not going to fight as much as other
Well,
teams.
for me,
It's
though-
probably the most disciplined defense in America.
But I'll tell you the thing about it for me, though, is well, you got to get him in space.
Yeah.
It's important. You got to get him in space in this game.
A lot of screens. A lot of
Oh, I
screens.
would. The two screens they ran last week both worked.
Yes.
I would run at least 5.
Yeah.
A half.
Yeah, a half. Like
So I'm gonna go well.
He doesn't stick to one thing. He wants to do so many different things in the sake of balance. And at one point, are you doing it in the sake? Are you doing it for the sake of doing
Honestly,
it?
which made I'm throwing one first down. I'm gonna throw in first down. I'm gonna throw in some run downs. You got to keep those guys off balance because if not, they're going to kill you.
They are going to kill you. Yeah.
If you try to sit here and just try to run all regular,
Brent Venables will figure you out. He's a good enough defensive coach. He will figure you out so fast. And he probably already has him figured out before this game even starts. I think this is one of those games. Oklahoma.
Come in here, man. Pull the headset.
They are.
Who is? Bring them over. Let's do it.
This is all for you.
Go ahead, Brian. Go, Brian. I always do it.
Come on, Brian. You're the man. Time to step up, Brian. You both can come on out.
Let's you talk.
Well, later in the day, this time, too.
I'd be scared. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
All I had to say was, hey, there's 3 beer.
Right.
Twist my arm. Twist my arm.
Yes.
Football fans.
Yeah, they can tell you
You're doing any of that stuff.
Okay.
This stuff.
This is thrown together. It was going to be.
Heather Terry.
It was.
Just hold down here. We're going to talk.
Real beer. Friday.
We're just hanging out here at
I think this could work.
Record Showrooms. We got Brian. We got Heather. We've got all sorts of chaos and carnage going on here. Jeannie's throwing chairs at people. You know, we got Graham won't talk. He's got his man purse with his dog. We got all sorts of stuff happening here at Record Showrooms. Brian's here. Heather's here. Brian, you're rearranging the whole damn set. What are we doing, Brian? You're flipping stuff upside down. Yeah, for a guy that's never done this and was shy, Graham, he's taking over the whole set. He's
I like
moving
it.
things around.
Yes.
Breaking stuff. All right, we'll start off. Brian.
Yes.
I hear that people can win possibly a couple of Coyote Girls around.
They can. We got a little bucket over here. Come down, put your name in it. We do a random drawing, and you go home and reward it. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. And if someone has always heard of this Treasure Showrooms thing, and they're like, so I want to make a phone call and talk to somebody, but I really don't know what to do because that Terry guy that talks about it's a dope. Explain if they want to call up. What do you guys do to help somebody out?
We'll do a full home consultation. You're looking for new appliances, plumbing, lighting, all of that. You don't even know what you want, Terry.
No, I walk in here. I'm
We
mesmerized.
will give you an idea, something to look at.
It is mesmerizing in there. You walk around, you get lost in this place. It's so
It
nice.
will confuse you. You'll need the help and the assistance. We got you.
See, that should be the new line for this place. We got you. Treasure Showrooms, we got you.
They show
up. They have you.
Now, Heather, Yes. The food off this Coyote Grill was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I eat the chicken to get to the 10 desserts. That's kind of, it's a medical diet. So talk about, someone is thinking about grills and they're wondering about that. And they want to, and again, they don't want the one that I used to own that I, bought at the Walmart, but a real grill. They really want to get into grilling. What's so great about that Coyote Grill that made the fabulous?
There's a lot of things that's great about the Coyote Grill. So the Coyote Grill has a lot of different features, safety features that a lot of the grills on the market right now don't have. It has laser cut grates. It has heat separators. It has a thermocoupler for safety. Like if your kids go out and mess with your grill, you can't just hit your button and explode.
Well, that's good. Those are really good.
Exactly.
We don't want the kids to explode.
Yeah, so even heating on all of your grills, and they have a grill for everybody. So there's a grill price point for everyone. So even if you bought your grill at Walmart like you did, just go on in and get yourself a Coyote Grill, and then they kind of go up from there in price point. But the good people at Krager can kind of walk you through your budget and tell you, what you can and can't use or what you need and don't need.
And obviously the different levels of cooks. Some people are much better at this than others.
Absolutely. So there's a level of grill for everyone. So
very nice. And if someone wants to find out more about Coyote Grills, do they call the folks here at Krager Showroom?
Yes, call the folks at Krager Showrooms, tell them that they're interested in Coyote Grill. They can actually, sit down, have a consultation, figure out if you want something freestanding, if you like the carts that we were cooking on tonight. You could do a built-in. You can work with your builder. There's all different options, and they can help all through that process.
Wow, see how easy this was?
It's a sexy piece to it.
It is sexy.
Look at all that space.
Oh my God.
I won't lie to you.
You want to put the hand on that big girthy handle, and you will lift that thing up. You're going to touch it. It's wonderful. You're going to love it. The grates.
The lights.
Yeah.
The safety features. The even cooking, Brian.
Hey Elijah, I got nothing after that. I got nothing after that. I take it back. I've got a lot of somethings that would probably get me fined by the FCC and lose my job. I've got a lot of things right here. Here's the difference of the more experienced version of me and the younger, stupider version of me. All the things I'm thinking, Brian, I already would have said on the air. But Brian, you're right. I think the Coyote Grill new slogan is "It's sexy."
It is sexy. It is a beautiful piece of 304 stainless steel.
Fine work, Brian. Heather, excellent work by both of you. Krager Showrooms, Coyote Grill. See how easy that was?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, and of course, Brian got ready by how many crafts did you sample? Never, Brian. I would never judge you, my friend. Never. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It was great. We have had a great time here at Krager Showrooms. Thanks to Krager Showrooms. Thanks to Coyote Grills. Thanks to our buddies at Savage Craft. We have enjoyed ourselves, and thanks for if you stopped out, you had something to eat, you qualified for the grill, you won the tickets like Link did. Jay, Elijah, Jeannie, and Leslie, and Nikki, and Graham, and Brian, and Heather, and the whole crew here, and Ed Bird back in the studio. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you Monday here on the game.
You're awesome. Brian, I love you. I don't know how I actually lived without you, Brian.
That was great. Thank you.
That was great. All right, we are wrapping up our little shindig here at Krager Showrooms. Again, these Coyote Grills, fantastic. If you're looking for next level grilling, all different budgets, Coyote Grill can set you up, and all different skill levels, Coyote Grill can set you up as well. Also, all the different things that Nest does here when it comes to kitchens and bathrooms, fixtures, appliances, lighting, tubs, everything. Just make this phone call. 803-978-2025. They will point you in the right direction and get you hooked up with an expert that will get you what you need in your budget and your taste. 803-978-2025. Again, Krager Showrooms. We thank all the crew here for another great time.
Studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7.
You sent me one, right?
HerndonChevy.com.
All right, you're the man, brother. Look at you.
I'm currently in the LPN program at Galen Public Nursing. I'm currently an LPN and have been out of school for 20 years. So I tried to go through a nursing program. They were difficult. There was no support system. There was no one there, and I needed help. From day one, the day I applied at Galen, it felt like home. This is the program
That was
I waited
hysterical.
This is the school that I was with. There's just so much guidance. There's just so much help. And everything I need to succeed is here. Here at Cleveland College of Nursing, and it's here for you too. I'm so happy to be my home and that I'm going to be finally at RN after all these years. It brings tears to my eyes. If you dream of a career in nursing, you belong at Galen. Join us at our Myrtle Beach open house on Saturday, November 8th. Discover how Galen's now approach to nursing education can help you achieve your dreams. Visit ganccollege.edu/Myrtle Beach.
If your kid thinks, I'm not a math kid, think again. With Magnesium, every kid can be a math kid. In our learning centers around the country, we customize our math instruction for each student, so advanced skills get challenged, struggling kids get better, and they all grow in confidence.
Magnesium has totally changed my son's attitude towards school.
My son earned his first A ever in math on his program.
I can't recommend Magnesium enough.
Visit magnesium.com to find a location near you.